Another Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union broadcast of Lumberjack football on KOFE 1240 St. Mary's. Join Tim Parrish as he brings you the play-by-play of tonight's Lumberjack football game. We want to take a moment to thank all of our Lumberjack sports sponsors and hope you'll do the same. Without them, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible. Now we'll send it out to the field where Tim Parrish is waiting with the pregame show. And as always, go Lumberjack! And welcome, Lumberjack fans. Tim Parrish here in Bonners Ferry with as Lumberjacks get set to take on the Badgers in non-league action tonight. JV game just wrapped up, and the JV boys for St. Mary's came away with the win, 20-13 over the Bonners Ferry Badgers. And our temperature, it's been a gorgeous day, 72 degrees right now, and bright sunny skies here on this Saturday in Bonners Ferry. It is senior night for the Badgers, and they have 23 seniors on their varsity roster, so they're going to be getting their senior night stuff going right now, and it might take a bit for that. I did not get an interview with Coach Tepp this week, and I did not get a new senior spotlight interview either, but I do have the soccer teams had their senior night last week, so we do have some seniors from the soccer teams, both boys and girls, that we will honor in the pregame here today. For right now, though, we will take a quick break and come back with the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to kickoff.
It's time to elevate your finances. Introducing Ascend Checking, the simple, free checking account from T1FCU. It gives you the flexibility to earn dividends, plus get anytime account access with online and mobile banking, mobile deposit, and no minimum balance requirements. Level up your finances with Ascend Checking. Learn more at t1fcu.org/ascend. T1FCU, a Pacific Northwest original since 1938. Insured by NCUA.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's.
Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? You need some trees or brush removed in preparation for a home or shop? You need to call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and chipping. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing also has a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of some thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. That's at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing.
With stage 1 and 2 of the sports complex nearly complete, the Lumberjack Booster Club thanks Archie's IGA, Shift and Grind, and the St. Mary's community for their fundraising effort and continued support in making this sports complex come to life. The next stage will be the sprinkler system. The Booster Club is looking for new members. If you have kids in high school or soon entering high school, now is the time to get involved with the Booster Club. For more information on how you can help with the sports complex or questions about becoming a member, contact Donnie Masterson at 208-582-1802 or by email at golumberjacks@gmail.com. And as always, go Lumberjacks!
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action? Heck, yes, that'd be awesome. Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active? Definitely. Want to give back to the student athletes in your community? Obviously, yes. Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Idaho, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our communities. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those lumberjacks.
And we are back. Tim Parrish here in Bonners Ferry as your Lumberjacks get set to take on the Badgers in a rare Saturday game. These don't happen very often. In fact, this is the first year in quite a while that they've played regular season games on a Saturday. The Lumberjacks also have a Thursday game coming up in a couple of weeks. If I am correct, I believe that the reason they've had these games so that all the teams have played some Thursdays and Saturdays, and it's due to a shortage in officials, as sometimes they don't have enough officials to cover all the games on Friday nights. So that is why they're playing here on a Saturday in Bonners. And not a bad deal, honestly, with the 5 o'clock kickoff for varsity a little bit earlier. It means everybody can get home a little bit earlier on this long trip up north for the game. Next week, Lumberjacks will be at Grangeville. And then on the following week, I believe the Lumberjacks host Priest River on Thursday night. So that's going to be the next couple of games. The last 3 games of the season are all league matchups. We've got Grangeville, Priest River, then finish off the regular season against the Maniacs. Speaking of the Central Idaho League, take a quick look at the league standings. Kellogg is on top of the league standings right now. They have an overall record of 4-2, 2-0 in league play. They beat Orofino last week 80-0, but they played Frenchtown out of Montana last night. They lost that game 29-20. Grangeville, they are 2-0 in league play, 3-3 overall. They beat Priest River a couple of weeks ago, 42-6, and then they played Orofino last night, and they beat the Maniacs 40-0. Priest River is 0-1 in league, 1-4 overall. They lost to Grangeville 42-6 last week, and then they lost to Reardon, Washington last night, 26-6. The Maniacs 0-2 in league, 0-5 in regular season or overall. And like I mentioned, they lost to Kellogg 80-0 last week, and then they lost to Orofino or to Grangeville last night 40-0. The Lumberjacks come into tonight's game with an 0-1 league record, 0-4 overall. They lost 37-13 to the Tigers last week, and of course we're here in Bonners Ferry tonight. Like I said, I didn't get a coach's interview, so we're going to go over some of our seniors from the soccer team as they had their senior night last week. We'll start with the senior boys from the Lumberjack soccer team. The first senior for that team is Remy Ballou. His parents are Sarah St. John and Justin Ballou. He has around 10 years of playing soccer. After graduation, he's unsure what he is going to do after high school. His activities in high school do include soccer and basketball. His most memorable moment is when Silas McGuire won the shootout at Districts last season. He would like to thank his mom and dad and all of his friends and family who have supported him throughout his high school career. That is Remy Ballou, the first senior for the Lumberjack soccer team for the boys. We'll take a break and come back with more of the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to kickoff. Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life, plus they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown teams. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Any adventure, any task, any time, there's a Yamaha utility ATV for any ride and any rider. See the full lineup at St. Mary's Don Cycle. Adventure seekers can start with the trail-tested capability and comfort of the Yamaha Grizzly lineup. For the ultimate in mid-size ATV performance, check out the Yamaha Kodiak 450. And for those who mix work and pleasure, the Yamaha Kodiak 700 line devours chores and leaves room for adventure. Find your utility ATV at St. Mary's Don Cycle or YamahaMotorsports.com.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night, or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet, to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chip, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses, and most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
And we are back here in Bonners Ferry as the Lumberjacks warming up out on the field. The Bonners Ferry Badgers getting their introductions for their 23 seniors on their senior night, and looking for some nice weather tonight for some football action here. As it's non-league, you got a 3A Intermountain League team taking on the 2A Central Idaho League team in the Lumberjacks, and looking for a good game here this evening. First, before we get back into the pregame, we'll take another look at one of our soccer seniors from the boys team, Lance Hamblin. His parents are Ben and Elise Hamblin. He has 4 years of playing high school soccer. Lance has played a lot more soccer than that in the younger years. After graduation, he plans to attend Volta Line School to become a journeyman. His activities in school include soccer and golf. His most memorable moment is when he made it to the semis with Preston, Colby, Dillon, and Grayson during their freshman year. He'd like to thank Miss Coach Gray, Remy, his mom, and dad, Preston, and Dylan Soton. So that's another Lumberjack senior for the soccer teams, Lance Hamblin. I forgot to go through the polls and power rankings in the first segment. We got that now for you. Idaho Sports Power Rankings. The number one team across the board for the power rankings, coaches polls, media polls, and max preps is North Fremont, as they are number one all the way across. In the Idaho Sports Power Rankings, you got North Fremont number one, number two is Kellogg, number three is Aberdeen, number four is Bear Lake, number five is Cold Valley. In the coaches poll, it's North Fremont number one, number two Bear Lake, West Side number three, Melba is number four, Kellogg number five. In the media polls, it's North Fremont number one, West Side number two, Bear Lake number three, Kellogg number four, and Aberdeen number five. And the ratings that mean the most, max preps, that's the one at the end of the season that they will seed tournament, the playoffs by. And currently, the top five is North Fremont, West Side, Bear Lake, Melba, and Firth. So that's a look at those power rankings. We'll look at one more senior for the soccer team, and then we'll have a quick break. And that senior would be Edward Hemphill. He was the saving grace of the Lumberjack soccer season. He stepped up when they needed one more player and joined the soccer team, and I think he's had some fun playing. His parent is Heather Birch. He has 1 year of playing soccer at the high school level. His plans after graduation, he's either going to attend college or join the Navy. His activities in school is soccer. He would like to thank his parents and the community for their support. That is Edward Hemphill for Lumberjack Soccer. And we'll take a quick break and come back with more of the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to kick off.
At Good Neighbor Pharmacy, we're committed to being your good neighbor.
Good Neighbor Pharmacy is an independent network of over 3,000 pharmacies throughout the United States, giving us the buying power to compete with the chain stores.
We'll fill your prescription quickly and safely, and you're supporting a locally owned pharmacy.
Your copays are the same wherever you go. Why not come and visit your locally owned pharmacy professionals?
Jack's Pharmacy is your Good Neighbor Pharmacy here in St. Mary's. Come in and say hi. Jack's Pharmacy.
High school sports don't just happen. There's a ton of work that goes into every single athletic event.
And we have our school's athletic director to thank for a lot of it. Thank you.
For scheduling officials, so I can play the game I love.
for ordering quality athletic equipment so I can stay safe on the field,
for mentoring my coaches so they can be the best role models for me,
for coordinating transportation so I can get focused for the big game,
for helping us develop character and learn lessons that will benefit us for the rest of our lives.
Thank you to our AD for always creating a positive experience for us. We'll never forget it.
From all of us at the NIAAA, thank you to every athletic administrator in Idaho for all you do to enrich the lives of your students. It does not go unnoticed. This message presented by the NIAAA, the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Have you ever noticed that some companies are around for decades and you really don't notice them until you actually see them? Kenneth Bechtel Trucking is one of these. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking has been a fixture in St. Mary's for decades and still is a community-involved business. Take the time to thank these entrepreneurs that quietly make it on their own and make our community all the better for it. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking. Give them a call today at 245-7209. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking, a community staple and lumberjack supporter. Good luck, Jacks.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benawah, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With Nick's professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's.
When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community, the St. Mary's Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Mary's is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Mary's, Shift and Grind says, go Lumberjacks! And we are back here in Bonners Ferry as the senior night festivities continue, and their line of seniors and family members out there for their senior night just about stretches the whole length of the field. As I mentioned, they have 23 seniors on their varsity roster for the Badgers. That's got to be 3/4 of their roster. So they got a lot of experience on their team over there. Lumberjacks out here still doing their warm-ups. And, of course, we've got the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to kick off. We're going to take another look at a senior for you from that Lumberjack soccer team for the boys as we go through those. They had their senior night last Saturday. Next senior for the soccer team for the boys is Kyler Jackson. His parents are Darren and Vanessa Jackson. He has 7 years of playing soccer. After graduation, he plans to attend ATP Flight School in Arizona. He hopes to become a commercial pilot. Activities in school include soccer and golf. His most memorable moment is when he headed a ball and the entire team cheered. He'd like to thank Miss Coach, for making the best cookies, the team and fans for supporting him, and his parents and family for coming to watch him play. That is St. Mary's Lumberjack soccer senior Kyler Jackson. Now back to our pregame here, our countdown to kickoff, taking a look at some Lumberjack statistics. And there's a few things that stand out and a few things that are interesting here. And we'll kind of talk about that as we go through. But the Lumberjacks only averaging 12 points per game on offense. They're averaging 210 yards per game offensively. Passing yards, just 30 pass yards per game. St. Mary's are a pretty much run-heavy team. 180 yards on the ground per game. Yards per completion is 7. Yards per carry is 4. Lumberjacks have had 12 big plays on the season. That's plays of 20 yards or more. Turnovers, St. Mary's has lost 6 fumbles on the season, and that is one of the big stats that stands out as well as that points per game, and they kind of correlate to each other. Third down conversions, 13 of 44 for the Lumberjacks for 30%. Fourth downs, they are 8 of 19 for 42%. Offensive leaders, Trey Gibson Jr. leads the team in rushing with 67 carries, 328 yards, 1 touchdown. He averages 5 yards per rush, 82 yards per game. Dylan Holder, senior, he's the quarterback, 32 carries, 164 yards on the season with 2 touchdowns, 5 yards per rush, 41 yards per game for him. Damian Vanderrob, he's a senior, 24 carries on the season, 130 yards, 1 touchdown, 5 yards per rush, 33 yards per game. Last week, he returned the first offensive play for the Lumberjacks against Timberlake. He had a 57-yard run for a touchdown in that game. Ethan Kohler, a senior, 35 carries, 125 yards, 2 touchdowns for him, 4 yards per rush, 31 yards per game. On the receiving side, Lumberjacks don't do a lot of passing, but senior Jared Badgett leads the team with 5 receptions and 36 yards, 7 yards per reception, 18 yards per game. We'll take a break, and we'll come back with more.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Idaho. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
It's time to winterize your home, and there's no better place to start than at Everyone's Hardware and Lumber Store, 10th Street Lumber. They have insulation, house wraps, stoves, and heaters. See their huge selection of power tools, paints, and painting supplies. And, of course, they have a full line of lumber supplies. Stop by 10th Street Lumber and see what they can do for you. And remember, 10th Street Lumber will deliver anywhere on 10th Street and Railroad Avenue, 10th Street Lumber.
Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oaks at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oaks a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255. Triple X Feeds in St. Mary's is your one-stop farm and garden shop. Everything from pet supplies to livestock feeds and supplies, Triple X Feeds has it. Horse supplies, they have that also. From saddle pads to bridles, Triple X Feeds can set you up. Triple X Feeds now has hay and alfalfa in stock as well as straw. Triple X Feeds, located at 130 East College Avenue in St. Mary's, open 8 to 5:30 weekdays and 9 to 5 on Saturdays. Triple X Feeds, a proud Lumberjack sports broadcast sponsor.
St. Mary's Realty is a St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Mary's Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Mary's Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Heidi Kruger, your St. Mary's Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this. That's why Heidi Kruger is a proud sponsor of the Lumberjacks on KOFE. For all your investment needs, call 208-755-5294 or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC. And we are back with more of the Paul Hatch #1 Federal Credit Union Countdown to kick off here from Bonners Ferry as the Lumberjacks getting set to take on the Badgers non-league action here tonight. The Lumberjacks just headed back to the locker room after their warm-ups. I didn't see the Badgers really do any warm-ups during their senior night stuff, but they already headed back to the locker room. I'm sure they'll be back out here pretty quick to get their warm-ups underway. Taking a look at some more seniors from the Lumberjacks soccer team as they had their senior nights last week. Silas McGuire is one of the Lumberjack seniors. His parents, Jason McGuire and Olivia Recaro. They have 13 years, or he has 13 years of playing soccer. After graduation, he plans to stay home for a few years, save some money, then explore the world. His activities in school include soccer. His most memorable moment is when he scored the game-winning goal last year at districts that moved the team to the second round. He'd like to thank his mom, dad, the team, coach, Miss Coach, Lexi, his grandma, aunt, all of his friends who have supported him, the fans that come to the games, and his dear friend, Moses Shear. That is Silas McGuire, Lumberjack senior on the boys soccer team. Now back to the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to kick off, and we'll take a look at that Lumberjack defense for the varsity. And that's kind of what I was talking about here is the points scored. The Lumberjacks have only averaged around 12 points a game, but they're allowing 33 points a game, and that's just a tough number to take. 250 yards per game allowed to the opponents, which is it's a high number, but it's fairly even with Lumberjack offense. 115 yards passing per game and 135 yards rushing per game for the defense. Third down conversions for opponents, 9 of 36 for 25%. Fourth down conversions, 7 of 14 for 50%. The other number that stands out is this right here is fumbles. St. Mary's -5 in takeaways, as Lumberjacks have given up 6 fumbles. They've only taken 1 away from opposing teams, and that's another thing that has hurt St. Mary's in several of their games is turning the ball over. They have allowed just 18 big plays, which are 20 yards or more. They have done a good job of getting pressure on the quarterback, though. They have 7 quarterback sacks on the year. Defensive leaders, Jared Badgett, senior. He leads the team in tackles with 19.5 total tackles on the year. Trace Wicks, a senior. He has 15.5 tackles on the season with 1 sack. Ethan Kohler, he's a senior with 15 tackles on the year, 2.5 sacks for him. And in the extra point or kicking category, we got Grayson Sands. He is actually a senior soccer player, but he came over a couple of games into the season to do the kicking for St. Mary's. He is 4 for 5 on extra points. I've not got to see him try to make a field goal yet, but he was warming up today from about 30, 40 yards out and was able to knock him clean through from 40. So it'd be interesting to see him in game time situation, see if he can knock one through from that distance. And it definitely adds a different dimension to a team when they have a kicker like that. Watching film on the Badgers, though, their kicker looks to be pretty good as well. I've seen him on film kick a 35, 40-yard field goal as well that went through. So that kind of evens that playing field. That's been a look at the Lumberjack defense, though. So we'll take another quick look at another Lumberjack boys soccer senior, and then we'll take another break. We've got Paul Parmalee. His parents are Paul and Tricia Parmalee. He has 3 years of playing soccer, which actually he played his freshman year, I thought, too, so that would be 4. After graduation, he plans to go to college for wildlife biology. His activities in school include soccer and track. His most memorable moment is when Justin Ledbetter yelled, "He's a freshman," when he made his first goal. He'd like to thank Coach, his mom and dad, and Miss Coach. And that is St. Mary's Lumberjack soccer senior, Paul Parmalee. We'll take a break, come back with more of the pregame.
Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat, located next to Harvest Foods in St. Mary's. Open 24 hours, we have washers and dryers of all sizes to get your laundry done quickly. If you'd like to get your laundry done in less than 5 minutes, take advantage of our drop-off laundry service where we wash, dry, and fold it for you. While you do your laundry, be sure to take advantage of our touchless automatic car wash, which has that great undercarriage spray to get the grime off. Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat can be found at riverbendbubbles.com or call 208-582-4844.
St. Joe Potty Huts in St. Mary's is a proud Lumberjack supporter. St. Joe Potty Huts is a portable restroom rental RV pump service in Benoit County, also serving Shoshone and Kootenai counties. So for your next large gathering, wedding, family reunion, birthday party, or maybe you're having a remodel done and you need some extra facilities, call St. Joe Potty Huts at 245-4887. 245-4887. St. Joe Potty Hut says, "Go Lumberjacks!"
It's time to elevate your finances. Introducing Ascend Checking, the simple, free checking account from P1FCU. It gives you the flexibility to earn dividends, plus get anytime account access with online and mobile banking, mobile deposits, and no minimum balance requirements. Level up your finances with Ascend Checking. Learn more at p1fcu.org/ascend. P1FCU, a Pacific Northwest original since 1938. Insured by NCUA.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch. Breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's.
Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? You need some trees or brush removed in preparation for a home or shop? You need to call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and chipping. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing also has a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of some thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. That's at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing.
With stage 1 and 2 of the sports complex nearly complete, the Lumberjack Booster Club thanks Archie's IGA, Shift and Grind, and the St. Mary's community for their fundraising effort and continued support in making this sports complex come to life. The next stage will be the sprinkler system. The Booster Club is looking for new members. If you have kids in high school or soon entering high school, now is the time to get involved with the Booster Club. For more information on how you can help with the sports complex or questions about becoming a member, contact Donnie Masterson at 208-582-1802 or by email at golumberjacks@gmail.com. And as always, go Lumberjacks! And we are back, Tim Parrish here at Bonners Ferry High School, Bonners Ferry football field, as the Lumberjacks getting set to take on the Badgers in non-league action. Just about 7 minutes to go until, I believe, the opening night, and the Badgers still haven't come out to warm up after they went in and had their state senior night stuff. Maybe they warmed up a little bit before that. I can't quite remember. In any case, let's take a look at the Bonners Ferry Badgers. They are in the 3A Intermountain League, which is just a 2-team league this year. They are 5-0 on the year. They beat East Valley High School out of Washington last week, 46-6. They were just 4-4 last season. Their head coach is Travis Hinthorn. It's his 3rd season leading the Badgers. Key returners for the Badgers is these are guys returning with honors. Dylan May, he's an all-league defensive end. Charles Hensley, an all-league receiver. Their games this year, Lincoln County, they beat Lincoln County High School out of Montana by a score of 14-0. They beat Grangeville 14-3. They beat Libby High School out of Montana 37-7, and they beat Connell High School out of Washington 14-6, and they beat, like I said, East Valley High School out of Washington last week 46-6. Lumberjacks will face off against this tough 3A team. The Badgers currently, like I said, undefeated. They have a senior-heavy roster. Like I said, they have 23 seniors. They've got plenty of experience on their roster. On the Badgers, on film, the Badgers kind of reminded me of Lumberjack squads from a few years back, as they mix up their formations a bit on offense, and they do kind of run and throw the ball evenly. They don't do one or the other more than the other. So the Jacks will have to play sound defense tonight against the Badgers, as they will be throwing the ball a bit. The Jacks have done a pretty good job defensively so far this year. The key for tonight for St. Mary's, I'm sure, is the biggest one is going to be ball security in the Lumberjacks' run-heavy offense. They've got to keep a hold of that ball and not fumble it. That's been one of the biggest differences in the games this year for the Lumberjack boys so far, has been ball security. We'll take another quick break, and we'll come back with a look at other sports, some upcoming schedules and stuff like that for Lumberjacks, and, all of our sports broadcasts on the radio.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action? Heck, yes, that'd be awesome. Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active? Definitely. Want to give back to the student athletes in your community? Obviously, yes. Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Idaho, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those lumberjacks.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life, plus they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown teams. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's. And we are back as the Badgers have just run out on the field. Lumberjacks coming out of the locker room, getting ready to head out here as we get ready for the game here tonight from Bonners Ferry. Taking a look at the last soccer senior for the Lumberjacks, Grayson Sands. His parents are Shiloh and Chris Sands. He has 10 years of playing soccer. After graduation, he plans to play college soccer or basketball and attend college to become a teacher and a coach. His activities in school are soccer, basketball, football, golf, ASB, and BPA. His most memorable moment is when Lance gave himself a concussion by running into a trash can his freshman year, and then he called Coach his dad. He'd like to thank his mom, his dad, Coy, Ari, Justin, Edward, Condog, and Borbis Berkeley, Coach and Miss Coach for all the cookies. And that is Lumberjack soccer seniors for the boys team. And we have the girls seniors later on that we will announce as well throughout the broadcast. Finishing up our countdown to kickoff, we've got some other sports here for you. Going to the soccer side of things, Lumberjack girls beat Grangeville last Saturday 5-0 on their senior day. They did not have a game this last week. Their next game is at Timberlake. That'll be on Tuesday. The boys, they beat Grangeville last week 3-2 on their senior night. They are also at Timberlake on Tuesday. Those games are 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock. Volleyball, it looked like, according to Idaho Sports, they lost to Priest River in 3 sets on the 27th. And today they were at the P and Lintel tournament. Lumberjack football, like tonight here at Bonners Ferry. Next Friday they'll be at Grangeville. The JV game will be at 4, 7 o'clock for varsity at Grangeville next Friday. The Vandals, they host Northern Colorado tonight. That game kicks off at 6 p.m. The Seahawks are at the Lions tomorrow. 10 a.m. will be their kickoff. And Boise State beat San Diego last night 35-13. We'll take a break as they get ready for the national anthem.
Tax time is here again. I know, it's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Any adventure, any task, any time, there's a Yamaha utility ATV for any ride and any rider. See the full lineup at St. Mary's Don Cycle. Adventure seekers can start with the trail-tested capability and comfort of the Yamaha Grizzly lineup. For the ultimate in mid-size ATV performance, check out the Yamaha Kodiak 450. And for those who mix work and pleasure, the Yamaha Kodiak 700 line devours chores and leaves room for adventure. Find your utility ATV at St. Mary's Don Cycle or YamahaMotorsports.com.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings, but it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
And we're back after the national anthem. Now I can give everybody a quick update of where I am positioned here for tonight's game. And actually, kind of disappointed. I should have asked. Looks like they actually have an empty booth in their press box this year. They typically don't, but in any case, it's always fun to sit with the crowd anyways. But the bleachers here at Bonners Ferry on the visiting side are about 3 steps high, so you don't have a very high vantage point. So things might be somewhat tough on occasion. I will rely on the scoreboard for where they are at on the field probably, but hopefully things will go okay as far as the call today for this broadcast. We're going to take a quick look at the starting lineup for the Badgers, and we'll go with their offense, I guess. At wide receiver, it should be the number 4 of Walker Hensley. He is a senior. Then at quarterback, it's Blake Rice. He is a senior. Then we've got number 7, Charles Hensley. He's a wide receiver. Then another running back for the Badgers, the senior running back, number 10, Michael Bosweiler. That wide receiver for the Badgers, number 12, Henry Willis. And then you got the number 21 of Cleo Hensley. He is a running back for the Badgers. Coming on down offensively for the offensive line, you've got the 6'1", 210-pound senior Dylan Mai. And also on the offensive line, David Hammonds, number 53, is a 230-pound senior offensive lineman. He is also 6'3" on his height. Next offensive lineman for the Badgers, the number 58 of Travis Peterson. He's a 185-pound, 5'8" senior. Another offensive lineman, Donnie Reese, number 74. He's 6'1", 285-pound senior. And then we've got Colton Rude, number 78. He is a 6'2", 235-pound junior offensive lineman. Typical starters on, I don't really have it marked down right way for the Lumberjacks defense, so we'll just keep it with that. Let's go ahead and take a look at a Lumberjack girls soccer senior as we get starting lineups going, because Lumberjacks always introduced as a team anyways. So Lumberjack girls soccer, the seniors for them, we'll start with Cameron Morris. Her parents are Susie Jackson, Tyler and Amber Morris, and Adam Hill. She has 7 years of playing soccer. After graduation, she plans to attend the University of Idaho to pursue a career in high school education, specifically in English. Activities in high school include soccer, track, BPA, and senior class vice president. Her most memorable moment is when she scored a goal at home on her sophomore year, and then the light caught on fire and they had to stop the game. She'd like to thank her mom and dad, Amber, Adam, Aunt Mary Jo, Uncle Donovan, and all 3 of her little sisters. She'd also like to thank her team this year, along with everyone she has played soccer with in the past, and Sarah and Gerard for being such supportive friends this season. Next senior, we've got Angela Parrish. Her parents are Tim Parrish and Sandra Plank. She has 13 years of playing soccer. After graduation, she plans to attend cosmetology school. Her activities in school include soccer and track. Her most memorable moment is when she scored her first goal in a game at Priest River. That was on her junior year. She'd like to thank her parents, her grandma, Coffee Radio, her friends who support her, and her entire family. That is Lumberjack girls soccer player and senior Angela Parrish. They've got the starting lineups announced for Bonners Ferry. And Lumberjacks should be introduced as a team, as they normally are. Looks like they're actually going to get the captains as well here in just a moment. Looks like we've got our captains for St. Mary's. It is the number 69 of Jordan Korn, the number 50 of Landon Warren, the 99 of Tristan Hill, and the number 5 of Dylan Holder. And it looks like it's a good chunk of maybe the seniors I don't know, it's about the same 3 or 4 guys. I just can't see their numbers. I see one of the numbers is number 52, Dylan Mai for the Badgers as their captains, as they go out for the coin toss. 74 is one of the other captains, Donnie Reese. 21 as well, that's Cleo Hensley, and number 5, Blake Rice. That is the captains for the Badgers as they go over some ground rules, and we'll get the coin toss out of the way. Just a quick recap. JV played earlier today. Their game started at 2 o'clock. JV boys, I believe, got their first win of the season tonight, 20-13 over the Badgers. They led 20-0 or 13-0, I think it was at the end of the first half. Scored a touchdown in the second half, and then the Badgers made a late push and scored a couple of late touchdowns to make it close in the end, but Lumberjack JV team controlled it most of the game. Once again, waiting for that coin toss. Looks like it has been done. Looks like the Badgers may have won the toss. The Badgers won the toss, and I think they have elected to receive, so the Lumberjacks will kick off, and the Badgers will be going from right to left on your radio dial, St. Mary's left to right. So St. Mary's will kick off to get things started here tonight. Kicking off for the Lumberjacks, it will be Grayson, I believe Grayson Sands. And I believe the kick returners for the Badgers are Charles Hensley and Cleo Hensley. We've got the field in the right position as well. So we got things ready to go here, ready for kickoff. Lumberjacks taking on the Badgers here in Bonners Ferry. Let's see if I've got that right. We got the number 7. And the 21 for kick returners for Bonners Ferry. So I was correct on that. I usually try to do most of my lineup stuff off of actually watching film for the teams. So I usually get it pretty close to right. But once again, Grayson Sands will kick off for St. Mary's. Charles Hensley and Cleo Hensley back deep for Bonners Ferry. See if the Lumberjacks do an onside here, if they kick it deep. Sands approaches. He's going to kick it deep. He's going to go to Hensley. It's off his fingertips, and it rolls to about the 1. And he's only going to get it back out to about the 10. On the tackle is Jared Badgett for St. Mary's. The ball will be placed at the 10. So a long field to start for the Badgers. 1st and 10 from their own 10-yard line. They come out with one receiver to the near side. 1-2 receivers top of the formation. Under center is Rice, the quarterback. Takes a snap, hands it off, run to the far side. Bottled up fairly quickly. Wait and see who the runner was. That it was Hensley on the carry. Couldn't see who was on the tackle for St. Mary's. Like I said, my positioning is not the greatest to pick up jersey numbers. They break the huddle back up to the line of scrimmage. They've got a 3-receiver set to the near side. Rice in the shotgun. 1 receiver top of the formation. It's going to be a pitch coming to the near side. It's Hensley. There's a flag. First to the running back is Tyler Renner. And I don't think he picked up any yards on that. See what the penalty is. Might have been a hold, but I think it was declined by St. Mary's. So the Lumberjacks will decline that. That brings up 3rd down and 8 for the Badgers. Lumberjacks opted to, well, there wouldn't have been a minimal gain. It would have been half the distance to the goal line, or to the goal, so it wouldn't have been a lot picked up on the penalty. So they declined it to make it 3rd down. High snap, handoff. It's a quick throw back out to Rice. I'm not sure who threw that. It's a completion, and he's still rumbling down the far sideline. Finally brought down just about the 46. I think the passer might have been Cleo Hensley. They've got that ball up to about the 40, it's a 34-yard pickup. And actually, it's back to the 34-yard line. It's a 20-yard pickup for the Badgers. gives them a 1st and 10. A little trickeration right out of the gate, and I remember seeing that in their film study. They do a lot of passes like that, or some trickery with their passing game. Rice back under center. Lumberjacks bringing some pressure. The 21 with the carry, and he gains a couple. The tackle was by number 50 for Lumberjacks, Landon Warren. 2nd and about 8 for the Badgers. Early first quarter, 9 minutes, 47 seconds to go. First possession for the Badgers. 2nd and 8 on their own 36-yard line. One receiver to the near side. That'd be a snap handoff up the middle, it looks like, and that's not going anywhere. Ball carrier was number 10, Bosweiler. No gain. Tackle, I believe it was Roan Ford for the Lumberjacks. Brings up 3rd and 8 for the Badgers. 3 receivers here to the near side. Rice in the shotgun. He's got a running back lined up behind him. Lumberjacks trying to bring some pressure, and they jump off sides on the far side. Just got a little bit too close to that line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 3rd and 3 now for the Badgers. So it gives them a lot shorter field. That was Trace Wicks, who got a little happy on the far side and got a little bit too far out there, showing pressure. Same formation, snap to Rice. He's going to hand it off. No, he keeps it flushed out of the pocket to the far side, escapes a couple of tackles, and I think he's actually going to lose a couple, maybe at least a yard. 4th down. I think that might have been Trace Wicks back there putting the pressure on him. I'm going to call it a run. No, I'm going to call that a sack. I'm going to cancel that and go back because he was looking to throw. So 4th and 6, and it looks like they're going to punt. Back for the Lumberjacks is Badgett. Rice, the punter, gets a nice one away. Badgett's going to collect it at about the 20, and he's going to be wrapped up at the same spot. Wait and see where they mark that. It looked like the 20 from my position, but I can't really tell. .30-yard line. 7:55 to go. Lumberjacks go on offense for the first time. First quarter, no score. Lumberjacks at Bonners Ferry. Expect Lumberjacks to come out in their wedge formation, or their tight formation here. Taking a little bit of time getting out of their huddle, so I don't know if there's some confusion. Now, not a good way to start right there, as Lumberjacks have to take a timeout in their very first down here. They don't even get a play off, and they have to call a timeout. Definitely not the way you want to start your possession. So Coach Tepp goes out and gets his guys huddled up. One guy coming to the sideline for St. Mary's is Scott Soten. Just a quick timeout. St. Mary's, Tepp probably didn't need to go tell them much, just to told them to get their heads in the game probably. So 7:55 to go, first quarter from Bonners Ferry, no score. Lumberjacks first possession. They start 1st and 10 on their own 30-yard line. In tight, wedge formation, Holder under center. Holder takes the snap. And I'm not sure who ran the ball. I think that was the number 8 of Wesley Banderob with the carry. Picks up about 4. That wedge formation Lumberjacks use, it makes it really hard to see who the ball carrier is when they run it up the middle. Lumberjacks come out in that same formation. Holder under center. Holder calls for the snap. It's going to be a handoff to the far side. I believe it was Damian Vanderhoff this time, and I think he loses a couple. So it's going to bring up a third down and 8 for St. Mary's. Third and 8 on their own 32-yard line. St. Mary's this time brings out a one wide receiver split to the near side. Everybody else in tight. Holder takes the snap, looking to pass. He's going to go deep. It's going to be intended for Logan Darnold, but a bit overthrown. Brings up fourth down for the Lumberjacks. So St. Mary's will send out their punter. That is Grayson Sands. Back deep for the Badgers is the number 7 of Charles Hensley. He's backing up, waiting at about his own 25-yard line. Sands calls for the snap. Good snap. Gets the kickoff. It's going to take a bounce. Can be picked up at about the 36-yard line. Hensley gets the edge, but he's going to be tackled by Jared Badgett. After a decent gain, Hensley brings that to the Lumberjack side of the field. About the 40, let's see where they're marking at. 45-yard line of St. Mary's is where the Badgers will start. .6:22 to go, first quarter. No score here from Bonners Ferry. One receiver to the near side, 2 receivers top of the formation for Bonners Ferry. Shotgun for Rice. He takes a snap, hands it off. No, he's going to roll and throw. It's going to be caught and going backwards for a minute. Gibson there on the tackle. There's Banning with the reception. And it was a pickup of about 7. So it's second down and about 4. Gain of 6. 2 receivers to the near side for the Badgers. 2 receivers top of the formation. Rice in the shotgun, running back behind him, takes the snap, going to hand it off. It's in the hands of number 10, Bosweiler, and he's going to get some room to run. He's finally brought down by Badgett and Vanderhoff after a big gain, though. Bosweiler with the carry down to the 21-yard line. Another first down for Bonners Ferry. First and 10 from the Lumberjack 21. 5:10 to go in the first quarter. No score. 4 wide receivers set once again. 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Rice in the shotgun. Running back lined up behind him. That's Bosweiler. Lumberjacks throwing a little bit of pressure from their linebackers. He's going to look to throw. He's going to go deep. The ball is in the air, and it's going to be caught and into the end zone, it looks like, by the number 12 of Henry Willis, and it's a touchdown for the Badgers. The Badgers will strike first. Pretty good coverage there. The defensive back, though, had a little bit of a height disadvantage on that one. I don't remember who it was for St. Mary's. But the receiver was 6'2". It'll be an extra point attempt by the number 5 of Blake Rice. The holder is Tegan Banning. Kick is up. And it is wide, no good. So the score going with 4:50 to go, first period, the score is the Badgers 6, Lumberjacks 0. We'll be back.
Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night, or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet, to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chip, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses, and most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in the responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips, they're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
And we are back. It should be Henry Willis with the kickoff. No, it actually looks like it's going to be Blake Rice. I know I've seen in the film Willis doing kickoffs, but Rice is the one with the ball right now for the Badgers. Back deep for the Lumberjacks is Badgett and Gibson. Badgett returned the opening kickoff last week against Timberlake for a 91-yard touchdown. Rice lines up his guys. The kick is off. It's going to be kind of a short kick. Going to be fallen on by the number 7 of St. Mary's. That's that's Brock Anderson. See where that. The Lumberjacks will start their next possession. 1st and 10 on their 27-yard line. Lumberjacks come out, everybody in tight, wedge formation. Holder under center, surveys the defense, takes the snap, run to the near side. I believe that was Gibson. He's trying to spin off of a tackle, can't do it. It's going to be a short gain, if a gain at all on that one. We'll see what it is. Looks like a gain of about a yard for Trey Gibson. So 2nd and 9 for St. Mary's on their own 28-yard line. First quarter of action here from Bonners Ferry. The Badgers lead at 6-0. St. Mary's all in tight, still in their wedge. Holder under center. Holder takes the snap, hands it off to the far side. It's Vanderrob with the carry, gets a couple of yards. Short gain for St. Mary's. Gain of about 3 yards gives the Lumberjacks 3rd and 6. Ball on their own 31-yard line. It was the 58, Travis Peterson, on the tackle for the Badgers. Everybody in tight once again. Holder under center takes the snap. Lumberjacks going to try to push the pile. They do get a good surge. I don't think they got quite enough for the first down yet, but we'll see if they go for it on 4th down here, even though they're on their own side of the field. It's like they picked up 4 or 5 on that carry. They're about a yard short. They are still fairly deep on their own side of the field, 36-yard line on St. Mary's side. Offense staying out there, though. 4th and short for the Lumberjacks. Everybody's probably expecting the same thing, that same pile push right up the middle with Holder keeping it. Holder under center, takes a snap, and they do. Going to get the surge from the defensive line of the Badgers, and I think they held the Lumberjacks short. Lumberjacks did not get the first down. No gain on that play. They turned the ball over on downs. The Badgers were expecting it. They stiffened up the middle of their line, held Lumberjack offense. That'll give the Badgers fairly good field position. 1st and 10 on the Lumberjack 36-yard line. I think everybody knew that that was coming. St. Mary's, I think, knew that the Badgers knew it was coming. I just think that Lumberjacks hoped that they'd get more push than Bonners Ferry did, but Bonners Ferry got the hold on that one. Lumberjacks back on defense, trailing 6-0 to the Badgers. 2:47 to go, first quarter of play. Next 3 games for the Lumberjacks, all league games. Those are the ones with the biggest implications on the season. As they've got the Bulldogs in Grangeville, then they've got Priest River at home, and then they finish off with Orofino at home. 1 receiver to the near side, looks like 2 to the bottom of the formation. Man in motion, Blake Rice going to throw over the top. The nice catch made on the far side of the field by the number 7 of Charles Hensley. And that was a back shoulder throw. It was a nice throw by Blake Rice. Got the defensive back turned around for St. Mary's. It's going to be 1st and 10. Down to the 13-yard line of St. Mary's. Badgers back up the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers to the near side. 1 receiver, 2 receivers top of the formation. Man in motion. Empties the backfield. Bryce, quick throw. Caught again into the end zone, I believe. And it's the number 1 of Tegan Banning for the Badgers. And the Badgers strike quick after the turnover on downs by St. Mary's. Currently makes the score 12-0 with 2:17 to go. First quarter of play. Lumberjacks struggling a little bit with the pass defense. Now Tegan the holder for the Badgers. Blake Rice the kicker for the extra point attempt. Surprised actually, but they don't go for 2 here, but they're going to try the extra point again. Hold. Kick is up. That one looks good, and it is booted right on through. So the score is 13-0 over the Lumberjacks with 2:17 to go. First quarter. We'll be back.
At Good Neighbor Pharmacy, we're committed to being your good neighbor.
Good Neighbor Pharmacy is an independent network of over 3,000 pharmacies throughout the United States, giving us the buying power to compete with the chain stores.
We'll fill your prescription quickly and safely, and you're supporting a locally owned pharmacy.
Your copays are the same wherever you go. Why not come and visit your locally owned pharmacy professionals?
Jack's Pharmacy is your Good Neighbor Pharmacy here in St. Mary's. Come in and say hi. Jack's Pharmacy.
And we are back. That scoring drive fairly quick for the Badgers as they scored on the 13-yard pass from Blake Rice to Tegan Banning, making the score 13-0 in favor of the Badgers. St. Mary's waiting the kickoff. Badgett and Gibson back deep for the Lumberjacks. Looks like they shifted up a little bit. They've got 1 guy back deep this time after that first kickoff was a little bit short. So Gibson is actually up. They've got 3 men kind of in the middle there with Badgett the only deep man this time. That kick's going to be deep. Badgett's going to let it bounce. Going to pick it up at about the 1, it looked like. Tries to juke his way out. The ball's going to be knocked loose. St. Mary's able to get back on it. As Badgett took a pretty good hit there, that ball popped out. St. Mary's able to fall on it. Not going to really even count that one in there on the stats as St. Mary's we did recover it. I didn't see who picked it up for the Jacks. So Lumberjacks will start deep in their own side of the field, 1st and 10 from their own 15. Third possession for the Lumberjacks. First one resulted in a punt. Second one, turnover and downs. They bring 1 receiver to the near side, 1 to the top of the formation for the Lumberjacks. They spread it out a little bit. That's Renner at the top, Hill at the bottom. It's going to be a run by Gibson to the near side. Tries to spin off of a tackler. He's going to pick up a few. Like a 4 or 5 yard pickup for Gibson. Brings up 2nd down and 6 for the Lumberjacks. Ball is up to the 19. Lumberjacks in the huddle. Looks like they're going to spread it out a little bit again. They've got Hill to the near side at wide receiver. Gibson to the top of the formation, or not Gibson, Renner to the top of the formation. Holder under center. Takes the snap. I think it's a run play. I'm not sure who had the ball, but it didn't go for much. I think they're saying Logan Darnold had the carry. Maybe gained 1 yard, brings up 3rd and 5 for the Lumberjacks from the 20. So you can kind of consider that 3rd and long. Makes it manageable. A little bit tougher, though. This time, Lumberjacks come up all in tight, pretty much. Wedge formation again. Holder under center. Calls for man in motion. Pitches it out. Nope, fakes the pitch out. Takes the ball to the other side, and it's going to be a short gain again for the Lumberjacks. Vanderrob with the carry. That's Damien. Picks up 4 yards, so it's 4th and short. Lumberjacks show punt, which not surprised from here. Don't want to give the ball back to the Badgers this close as the clock's going to run out. See if they take the snap. Doesn't look like they're going to. Looks like we'll take the snap for the punt on the other side of the horn. So we'll be back. St. Mary's trails 13-0 to the Badgers here in Bonners Ferry. Going into the second quarter, we'll be back.
High school sports don't just happen. There's a ton of work that goes into every single athletic event.
And we have our school's athletic director to thank for a lot of it. Thank you.
For scheduling officials, so I can always play the game I love.
For ordering quality athletic equipment, so I can stay safe on the field.
For mentoring my coaches, so they can be the best role models for me.
For coordinating transportation, so I can get focused for the big game.
For helping us develop character and learn lessons that will benefit us for the rest of our lives.
Thank you to our AD for always creating a positive experience for us. We'll never forget it.
From all of us at the NIAAA, thank you to every athletic administrator in Idaho for all you do to enrich the lives of your students. It does not go unnoticed. This message presented by the NIAAA, the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
And we are back, starting the second quarter here from Bonners Ferry. St. Mary's currently trails 13-0 to the Badgers. Lumberjacks lining up to show a punt formation here. Got Grayson Sands back to punt. Lumberjacks on their own 24. The number 7 of Hensley back to return the punt. He's waiting at about the 40 now. He's moved up to about the 45. Snap is a little bit high. Sands, though, gets it away. It's a nice kick. It's going to make Hensley retreat, and he actually bounced off his face mask. Hensley able to grab it, but he's going to be back beyond the 30-yard line. It's about a 48-yard punt by Sands, and it was the number 7, Brock Anderson, there to make the tackle. See where they do mark that ball at. Looks like they're marking it at the 30-yard line, so a 46-yard punt with no return. A beautiful punt by Grayson Sands. Somewhat flips that. Actually, it totally flips the field. Lumberjack defense needs to come up with a stop here. I think they stopped the Badgers on their first possession, but then the Badgers scored on their 2 consecutive ones after that. One receiver to the near side for Bonners Ferry. Looks like they've got 2 to the top of the formation. Rice in the pistol. He's going to take the snap. He's going to fake the handoff, keep it himself. Then he pitches it out. And the run by the number 21. He's going to get it up to about the 49-yard line. It was Cleo Hensley, I believe it was. Tackled by Gibson. That ball is up to about the 47, 48 of Bonners Ferry, 18-yard pickup. That was everything they do, that option there for the quarterback. He can keep it or pitch it out, and it's pretty effective sometimes. Lumberjacks used to do that quite a bit. Shotgun formation, 1 receiver near side, 3 to the top of the formation. Lumberjacks almost jump offside. Going to get the quarterback, pulls it, keeps himself to the far side, and he's going to be brought down by Gibson for a short gain. A 2-yard pickup by the quarterback, Blake Rice. 2nd and 8. He looked like he was going to hand that ball off, pulled it out at the last minute. 3 receivers here to the near side. Almost looks like a screen look because you got 1 receiver back behind 2 others. The snap to Rice. He's looking to the side, and it is that screen look. St. Mary's comes right through. Nope, they're getting some good blocking there. It's going to be a short gain, and a tackle by Roan Ford. Hensley with the catch. Roan Ford, one of the first Lumberjacks there to make the tackle. 3rd and about, it says 8 on the scoreboard. We'll change it to 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6. Lumberjacks get that defensive stop here. Ball just on the Lumberjack side of the field, down to the St. Mary's 47-yard line. Could be go for it time for the Badgers there, maybe not. 2 running backs in the backfield, 2 receivers top of the formation, 1 to the bottom. Rice shotgun takes the snap. He's going to fake the handoff, keeps it himself, pitches it out late. Caught by the 21 of Hensley, tackled by the 16. And I don't have a 16 for the Lumberjacks. The first down for the Badgers. Ball is up to the 45 or 35 of St. Mary's. 12-yard gain. So I don't know who number 16 is for the Lumberjacks. I'll try to figure that one out later. I did hear a couple of JV guys saying they got brought up for this game. So 1 receiver near side, 2 to the top. Ball is fumbled on the snap. It's throwing off the timing, but he's getting it away. Wide open out there is the number 1 of Tegan Banning, and the Lumberjacks had an opportunity with that fumbled snap, but somehow Tegan Banning ended up wide open on the far side of the field. Nobody, I believe, was on him, and that was into the end zone again for the Badger touchdown. 35-yard catch for the Badgers. Not exactly sure what happened up there on the top of the formation, but he ended up wide open. Nobody on him. St. Mary's had a bit of an opportunity there as that ball was almost fumbled. Blake Rice will line up for the extra point. The holder, Banning. The snap looks good. Kick is up, and it is good. That stretches that lead for the Badgers out 20-0 over the Lumberjacks with 9:50 to go before halftime. We'll be back.
Have you ever noticed that some companies are around for decades and you really don't notice them until you actually see them? Kenneth Bechtel Trucking is one of these. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking has been a fixture in St. Mary's for decades and still is a community-involved business. Take the time to thank these entrepreneurs that quietly make it on their own and make our community all the better for it. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking. Give them a call today at 245-7209. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking, a community staple and lumberjack supporter. Good luck, Jacks.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Minnewaska, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
And we are back. 9:50 to go, first half. Lumberjacks trail 20-0 to the Badgers. It's been all passing touchdowns for Bonners Ferry. Lumberjacks have kind of a young secondary, so they do struggle a little bit sometimes on pass coverage, and somebody got lost in that one. This kick is going to be deep to the near side. Badgett trying to track it down. He's going to take it at the goal line, or I don't know if that was a touchback or if he was down right there at the 1. I might be the officials taking it up towards the 20-yard line, so I think it's a touchback. That was kind of a iffy play by Badgers. He tried to get that right at the goal line. I think his feet were in the end zone. So it was a touchback. 1st and 10 for Lumberjacks from their own 20. Badger, I mean, he had to try to track that down because it could have died down there at the 1-yard line and would have been a live ball. So it was a good thing that he was in the end zone. Everybody in tight, wedge formation, pitch out to Gibson. Gibson to the far side, gets some room to run, and looks like he's going to pick up about, well, maybe 9. I don't know if he got quite to the first down marker, but it was a nice run by the junior Trey Gibson. No, it is enough for a first down. They get it right to the 30. So 1st and 10 for the Lumberjacks. Again, everybody in tight for the Lumberjacks. Wedge formation. Holder takes the snap. Run kind of off tackle up the middle. Not going to go for much. As Damian Vanderrob with the carry, a couple yard pickup for the Lumberjacks, brings up 2nd and 8 from the Lumberjack 32. Lumberjacks need to put together a drive here. They need to get on the board. Middle second quarter here. Just under 9 to play. Again, wedge formation for St. Mary's. Everybody in tight. Holder takes the snap, pitches it out to Gibson. Gibson gets some room to run again, and the nice pickup again by Gibson. And I do believe this time he is just slightly short of the first down. That gain up to the 39-yard line. About a 7-yard pickup. Brings up 3rd and about 1 for the Lumberjacks. Once again, everybody in tight, wedge formation. Holder under center. They're going to try the old rugby scrum up the middle this time. The keeper for Holder, I do think he got it this time. Just barely. That interior defense for the Badgers, though, is being pretty stiff on those inside runs. And we've got a player, he gets up. It's the number 65 for St. Mary's. It's Riley Abel. I think he just barely gets that first down by about a half a yard. 1st and 10 for St. Mary's, up to the 40-yard line. Just beyond the 40 by about a half a yard. St. Mary's still in their wedge. Everybody in tight. Holder under center. Takes the snap, pitches it out to Gibson. Gibson takes it to the far side. Again, gets some room to run. He's going to pick up about 4 yards on the carry. That pitch to the left, the right side isn't working too bad for Gibson. He's picking up 4 to 5 yards, maybe more every time. That was actually about a 5-yard pickup. As it is 2nd and about 5 for St. Mary's from the 46. Lumberjacks still on their own side of the field. Everybody in tight once again. Hand off to Gibson again. Takes it to the far side. Going to find a small crease, but not much. Might pick up a yard, yard and a half. Might have been a couple more than that. Ball 2 yards on the pickup. Brings up 3rd and about 3 for Lumberjacks. Ball at the Lumberjack 48-yard line. Wedge formation again. Everybody in tight. Holder under center. Holder takes the snap. It's going to be, I think, a run to that far side. Again, some room to run, I think, as everybody kind of bunched up there. First down for the Lumberjacks. And again, it was Trey Gibson with the carry. I think he picked up about 4 on that one. Ball onto the Badger side of the field, up to about the 6-yard line. 6-yard pickup for Gibson. First down for the Lumberjacks. Still in that wedge. Everybody in tight. Holder under center. Holder takes snap, pitches it to Vanderhoff. Vanderhoff cuts it up. He's going to pick up 4 or 5 on his run. Lumberjacks putting together a pretty good drive here. Maybe only a 3-yard pickup, actually. Ball is on the 43-yard line. 2nd and 7 from the Badger 43. Again, everybody in tight for the Lumberjacks. Holder takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to throw. Little screen play. It's not going to go very far. It is caught. It was caught by Vanderhoff for no gain. Brings up 3rd and 7 for the Lumberjacks. The Badgers didn't bite on the pass play there. See what Lumberjacks do here. Looks like it's that same wedge formation. Holders under center. Hands it off to Vanderhoff. Vanderhoff met in the backfield this time by a host of Badgers. Going to lose a couple on that one. Not what you wanted on the try when you might have been able to go for it. Brings up 4th down and 9 on the 45. Brings out the punter, Grayson Sands. He's standing at his own 40. Got 2 return men back this time. Number 7 is deep. That's Charles Hensley. It's a high punt. Going to take a Lumberjack bounce. That's going to roll all the way down to at least the 10-yard line. So a good Lumberjack bounce there. They say the 12 on the PA. So it's a 33-yard punt and puts the Badgers back deep in their own territory. .401 to go first half. St. Mary's trails it 20-0 to the Badgers here in Bonners Ferry. Looking directly into the sun. Got to get things set so I can see here. Badgers bring 1 receiver to the near side, 3 to the top of the formation. Rice, empty backfield. Looks like he's in the pistol. Takes the snap. A little bit high. No, there was 1 man in the backfield. Rice keeps himself. Finds some room to the near side. Got some blockers. He's finally going to be brought down by Jared Badgett just before the 40. Jared Badgett lays the big hit on Blake Rice. Big run, though, for the Badgers up to about the 39-yard line. Badgett saves the touchdown there from his safety position. One receiver top of the formation for Bonners Ferry, 1 to the near side. Rice is under center this time, 2 running backs in the I formation. He's going to take the snap, looks to throw, he's going deep, and there to break the pass up is going to be Brock Anderson. Intended receiver was the number 12 of Henry Willis. For a minute there, I thought Anderson was beat, but the ball was a little bit unthrown, giving Anderson a chance to catch up to the play, get his hand up there in the way, and knock that ball away. Brings up 2nd and 10 for the Badgers, 3:20 to go before halftime. St. Mary's trails 20-0. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the top. Going deep once again, and that's going to be underthrown. Intended receiver, the number 7 of Charles Hensley. Didn't see who was on coverage for the Lumberjacks that time. It might have been Anderson again. Brings up 3rd and 10. Badgers in their huddle. Up to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the top of the formation. 2 running backs in the backfield. Pistol for Rice. He's going to fake the handoff. Now he looks to carry it himself. He's got Lumberjack pressure, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield. Roan Ford, I believe, on the tackle. And I think that was a run. It was going to be a pitch out if he didn't, if he had time to. He loses about all the way down to almost back to the 30 almost. Should bring out the punt unit for the Badgers. Blake Rice will punt. Back for Lumberjacks is Jared Badgett. 2:34 to go before halftime. Clock still running. Badgett waits at his own 25. Booming punt. Backs up inside down to the 15. Badgett can't find any room to run, though, as he brings it near side. He's brought down short of the 20. So only about a 4-yard return. Big punt there by Blake Rice. .220 to go in the first half. St. Mary's trails 20-0 to the Badgers here in Bonners Ferry. Lumberjacks would like to finish the first half with a score here. St. Mary's has 2 timeouts. Lumberjacks going right to left on your dial. 1 receiver to the near side. That is Tyler Renner. Top of the formation is going to be the 99 of Hill. It's a run up the middle. I think it was a quarterback keeper. Still on his feet. Everybody kind of stopped for a minute there, but the runner was still on his feet. That was Dylan Holder with the carry. About a 4-yard pickup for Holder. Second and 6 for St. Mary's. Ball on the 24. Kind of surprised as they're going kind of slow here. St. Mary's will get the ball to start second half, so if you could get a score here, it'd be great. 1 receiver near side, 1 top of the formation. I think Tristan Hill might have flinched a little early, or somebody did down the line. So it's going to be a penalty on St. Mary's pre-snap. That'll march him back 5 yards. Second and 11 for the Lumberjacks now. 1.5 minutes to go. And a timeout taken by the Badgers now. So 1:28 to go in the half. Bonners Ferry leads at 20-0. We'll be back.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With Nick's professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's.
You're listening to the home of Lumberjack Sports, 1240 KOFE, St. Mary's. Now we are back. The Badgers took a timeout there. Second and 11 for the Lumberjacks. Maybe they're trying to preserve a little bit of time to see if they can get the ball back. Each team with 2 timeouts. I was really kind of surprised after that first play not to see a lot of hurry up out of the Lumberjacks. I would think they would be wanting to try to run like a 2-minute drill and get a score before the half, but they were not in a big hurry, but the Badgers ended up calling a timeout. So see what Lumberjacks do here. Get a little conference there between 2 officials on the far side after teams were coming back out ready to get going. Not sure what the conference is about. Lumberjacks look like they're coming back in a wedge formation, everybody in tight. Officials look like they might have things squared away here. Still taking their time and getting things going here. Now they get the whistle to return to play. Holder under center, wedge formation for the Lumberjacks. A couple of guys back out, expecting maybe a pass. It's going to be Brock Anderson with the carry. No, was it? A little bit of trickery there with the carry, maybe a double handoff, and it's going to be Vanderrob with the carry. Only 1 yard gain for Vanderrob, and I think another timeout taken by Bonners Ferry, which they didn't even start the clock apparently for that play because it's still sitting at 1:28. Kind of interesting there. They need to run that clock for a second, at least. One timeout left for the Badgers. That's interesting that the clock didn't run there. Maybe they were trying to maybe there was a few more ticks on the clock. Maybe that's what they got after that last timeout. Maybe that's what they were trying to figure out, was what time to put on the clock, and maybe I just didn't catch them adjusting that. So another quick timeout by the Badgers. 3rd and 10, 3rd and 9 it shows on the scoreboard. Lumberjacks all in tight. Holder is under center. Takes the snap, pitches it out, reverse, up the middle, getting some room to run. I believe that was Wesley Vanderrob once again, and he's close to the first down, but slightly short of it. Like about a 9-yard pickup there. We'll call it 8, 4th and 2. And I think the Badgers took their last timeout. 1:19 to go before the half. St. Mary's trails 20-0. Lumberjacks changing up their personnel. I don't think they're sending out their punter, though. They're huddling up. St. Mary's looking like they might go for it here. Of course, I don't see Sands here on the sideline. So maybe they are going to show punt. Who knows? See what happens. Sands is out there. I know in the last game against Timberlake, there was a botched snap, and Sands threw a very pretty pass that ended up being caught. It wasn't for a first down or anything. So I wonder if they added anything in there trickery-wise for the Lumberjacks. So Lumberjacks are showing punt here. The number 7 of Charles Hensley back to return it. I don't hold nothing, put nothing past the Lumberjacks. Oh, it's a bumbled snap. Grayson Sands is going to take it to the far side. Oh, he throws it. That was incomplete, but he was past the line of scrimmage. I think Grayson should have just carried that and ran out of bounds. He might have had the first down. He was pretty much almost to the first down marker when he threw that. Oh, he's probably, I think Grayson was really close to that first down there. He would have thrown, if he would have kept going with that, he might have had the first down picked up. Badgers, I think, are going to decline the penalty. So I'll call it a pass for Sands. Going to be declined by the Badgers, as it'll be 1st and 10 for the Badgers after the turnover on downs. Again, I think Grayson was really close to the first down marker. If he would have just took about 3 more steps forward, I think he would have had it running. And like I said, he's a soccer player. He doesn't play much football, so he probably doesn't know. He may not know that beyond the line of scrimmage thing for throwing the ball. So the Badgers, they took their timeout. They've got 1 minute and 11 seconds before halftime. 1st and 10 on their Lumberjack 28-yard line. They want to score before halftime. Rice is going to keep it, pitches it out late, but Lumberjack's there for it. It's going to be a short 4 or 5 yard pickup. There for the tackles, number 16. The run was by number 21 of Cleo Hensley. Looks like a 7 yard pickup. The snap, they're looking to throw this time. Pressure comes back on the quarterback. The catch is made. Pass was complete to number 7, Charles Hensley. The first down up to the 9, it looks like. There on the tackle for St. Mary's. They actually don't know who it was, actually. Rice keeps the ball. Going to not get there. The run by the quarterback. Maybe no gain on the play. Give him a 2 yard pickup. Throw this time to the end zone. And Logan Darnold lost him for a second. The pass complete. He was able to recover, but he couldn't get back, turned around to get the pass knocked down. And it was completed to Henry Willis. And the Badgers scored.
Come on, Blue, he's pushing off!
Touchdown, 7 yards there from Rice to Willis. 7 seconds on the clock. Extra point attempt coming. Blake Rice to kick the extra point. Sun just now dips down below. Snap. Kick is up, and it looks like it is through. Nope, it's just wide, no good. The score, 26 for the Badgers. Lumberjacks 0, 7 seconds on the clock before halftime. And we'll go ahead and take a quick break. When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community, the St. Mary's Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Mary's is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Mary's, Shift and Grind says, "Go Lumberjacks!" And we're back waiting the kickoff with 7 seconds left before halftime here in Bonners Ferry. St. Mary's has had a rough first half. They trail 26-0 to the Badgers. They've not turned the ball over today. That's a pretty good thing in the first half, but they haven't been able to get their offense going. They've had a couple of good drives moving along, but they've turned them over on downs or had the punt. That last one was pretty interesting, though, as Grayson Sanders was back there to punt, got a bad snap. He picked it up and ran with it, and I thought he was running. Can't wait to see the film of that and see how close he was to that first down marker when he threw that ball away, looking for a receiver. Little short punt, going to be caught by Trace Wicks. Going to bring it to the near side, pitches it out to Badgett. And Badgett's going to be taken down at about the 40, and the clock will run out. And so the Lumberjacks will go into the half trailing 26-0 to the Badgers. We'll take a break and we'll come back.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Idaho. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
It's time to winterize your home, and there's no better place to start than at Everyone's Hardware and Lumber Store, 10th Street Lumber. They have insulation, house wraps, stoves, and heaters. See their huge selection of power tools, paints, and painting supplies. And, of course, they have a full line of lumber supplies. Stop by 10th Street Lumber and see what they can do for you. And remember, 10th Street Lumber will deliver anywhere on 10th Street and Railroad Avenue. 10th Street Lumber.
Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oaks at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oaks a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255. Triple X Feeds in St. Mary's is your one-stop farm and garden shop. Everything from pet supplies to livestock feeds and supplies, Triple X Feeds has it. Horse supplies, they have that also. From saddle pads to bridles, Triple X Feeds can set you up. Triple X Feeds now has hay and alfalfa in stock as well as straw. Triple X Feeds, located at 130 East College Avenue in St. Mary's, open 8 to 5:30 weekdays and 9 to 5 on Saturdays. Triple X Feeds, a proud Lumberjack sports broadcast sponsor.
St. Mary's Realty is the St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Mary's Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Mary's Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Heidi Kruger, your St. Mary's Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this. That's why Heidi Kruger is a proud sponsor of the Lumberjacks on KOFE. For all your investment needs, call 208-755-5294 or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat, located next to Harvest Foods in St. Mary's. Open 24 hours, we have washers and dryers of all sizes to get your laundry done quickly. If you'd like to get your laundry done in less than 5 minutes, take advantage of our drop-off laundry service where we wash, dry, and fold it for you. While you do your laundry, be sure to take advantage of our touchless automatic car wash, which has that great undercarriage spray to get the grime off. Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat can be found at riverbendbubbles.com or call 208-582-4844.
Now we are back. Tim Parrish here in Bonners Ferry. A gorgeous evening for some football action. Just wish the score was a little bit different here. St. Mary's trails at 26-0 at the end of the first half. And Lumberjacks have not turned the ball over tonight, but they haven't got their offense going either. They've been having some trouble moving the ball. The scoring drives for the Badgers, they have 13 points in the first quarter, 13 in the second. And that scoring looks like this. First quarter, 4:50 to go in the first quarter. It was a pass from Blake Rice to Henry Willis for 21 yards. The extra point was no good. The second touchdown for the Badgers, it's all been through the air for Bonners Ferry. 2:17 to go in the first. It was Blake Rice to Tegan Banning for 13 yards, and the point after was good. Second quarter, 9:50 to go. Blake Rice complete to Tegan Banning for 35 yards. The extra point was good on that one, giving it a 20-0 score. Late second quarter, Bonners Ferry, Blake Rice to Henry Willis for 7 yards, and the extra point was no good. And that's how we get to the 26-0 score here in Bonners Ferry. Taking a look at the offense, we'll look at the Badgers first. They put up a total yards of 220 over the Lumberjacks in just the first half. 24 plays ran by the Badgers. They're averaging 9 yards per play. On the passing side of things, that's where they're doing most of their damage. They're 9 of 11 passing, 15 yards, almost 16 yards per pass, and they have 4 touchdowns off of their passing game. They have just 78 yards rushing, 13 attempts. They're averaging 6 yards per carry, which is a very good number. And so they're not having to run the ball a lot, but they're doing it fairly efficiently also. They had no penalties in the first half. St. Mary's had a couple of penalties accepted and a couple declined. The punting here, the Badgers were held to 2 punts, average about 42 yards per punt. And then first downs, they have 11 first downs, 2 for 5 on third downs for 40%. They have not had a fourth down try. Lumberjacks as a team, just 66 total yards on offense, 24 plays. They're averaging less than 3 yards per play. They're 1 for 3 on passing attempts. That one pass went for no yards. 66 yards, like I said, rushing. Receiving completions, penalties, 2 for 10 for St. Mary's. 2 penalties were declined. St. Mary's punting 3 for 37 yards, or averaging 37 yards. 1 sack for the Lumberjacks defensively. And first downs for St. Mary's, 3. St. Mary's on third downs, 2 for 7. Not a great number, 28%. And 0 for 2 on fourth downs. Individually for Bonners Ferry, Blake Rice is 8 of 10 passing for 120 yards and 4 touchdowns. I think it was Cleo Hensley that threw a pass in the first half as well. He was 1 for 1 for 22 yards. On the ground game, it's Cleo Hensley for the Badgers, 7 carries, 38 yards. Blake Rice, 4 carries, 23 yards. And Michael Bosweiler, 2 carries for 17 yards. Receiving, Tegan Banning has 3 receptions, 55 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Charles Hensley has 3 catches for 37 yards. Henry Willis has 2 catches for 28 yards and 2 touchdowns. Blake Rice has 1 catch for 22 yards, and he is the quarterback. So he had one pass thrown to him. On the Lumberjack side of things, Trey Gibson has 7 carries for 35 yards. He's averaging 5 yards a carry. Damian Vanderrod has 8 carries for 15 yards, averaging just 2 yards a carry. Dylan Holder, 4 carries for 11 yards, averaging about 3 yards per carry. Wesley Vanderrod has 1 carry for 4 yards. Logan Darnold, 1 carry for 1 yard. Damian Vanderrod has that 1 reception, just did not get any yards on it. Unofficial defensively, because it's hard to see who's making tackles out there. Jared Badgett, 3.5 tackles. Rowan Ford has 3 tackles. Trey Gibson with 3 tackles. Tyler Renner with a couple. Number 16, I'll get his number later on, add him to my roster. 2 tackles for him. Landon Warren has 1 tackle. Trace Wicks has a tackle and a sack, and Damian Vanderrod has a half of a tackle unofficially. Punt returns, punting. Grayson Sands, 3 punts for 112 yards. 1 was inside the 20. Jared Badgett has 1 punt return for 4 yards. Kick returns, Badgett with 2 for 27 yards. And that is the look at the stats. Bonners Ferry kicking, Blake Rice is 2 for 4, I believe, on extra points. Blake Rice for punting, 2 punts for 84 yards. 1 was inside the 20. Punt returns, Charles Hensley has 1 return for 20. And kickoff returns, Cleo Hensley has 1 return for 10 yards. So I have to look at the stats here at the end of the first half. St. Mary's trails 26-0 to the Badgers. St. Mary's will start the second half with the ball. Let's see if they can get something going in the second half. We'll be back.
St. Joe Potty Huts in St. Mary's is a proud Lumberjack supporter. St. Joe Potty Huts is a portable restroom rental RV pump service in Benoit County, also serving Shoshone and Kootenai counties. So for your next large gathering, wedding, family reunion, birthday party, or maybe you're having a remodel done and you need some extra facilities, call St. Joe Potty Huts at 245-4887. 245-4887. St. Joe Potty Hut says, go Lumberjacks!
Yeah, we are back as we found out who the number 16 is. That is Jamin Harold, as he was brought up to play some varsity off the JV team. Playing pretty good this evening on that with his time out there. But we do have some more senior spotlight stuff, or not senior spotlight, but senior information here to give you for our Lumberjack soccer teams. They had their senior night last week, and we did the boys earlier in the game. Now we've got some more girls here for your soccer seniors. And the next one on our list is Sarah Spence. Her parents are Chris and Scott Spence. She's been playing soccer for right around 10 years. After graduation, she plans to attend college at the University of Idaho to study engineering. Her activities in school include soccer, track, and Business Professionals of America. Her most memorable moments are scoring her first goal and when the light caught on fire at the soccer field. She would like to thank her mom and dad for helping her get better, Amber, Cammie, Beth, Bonnie, and her entire team. And that is Sarah Spence. Our next soccer senior for the girls is Emma Spooner. Her parents, Kelly and Tony Spooner. She has 4 years of playing soccer. After graduation, she plans to travel to Austria to visit a friend. Her most memorable moment is making her first goal, which was this year at Grangeville, along with a lot of the bus rides. She'd like to thank her coach, her parents and grandparents, her friends, and her team. And we've got Darian Todd for the Lumberjacks. Her parents are Colleen and Lee Todd. She has 4 years of playing soccer. After graduation, she plans to attend Lewis and Clark State College to study forestry and firefighting. Her activities in school include soccer and talking. Her most memorable moment is during the game against Kellogg in the rain when Bonnie's uniform turned pink. She'd like to thank her dad for constructive criticism, her mom for lifting her confidence, Amber, and her teammates. And the final senior is the exchange student for the Lumberjacks, and Nefeli Konchalakis. I can't quite pronounce her name, but she is the German exchange student. Her host parents are Dustin and Crystal Turner. She has 1 year of soccer this year. After high school, she plans to return to Germany to finish high school. Activities in school include soccer. Her most memorable moment is when the soccer team accepted her and she became a member of the team. She'd like to thank the school, her host family, her family in Germany, and the girls' soccer team, especially Emma, Darian, and then Stormy, Haylin, and Jacqueline, and all the new friends that she has met at the school. And that is the Lumberjack girls soccer seniors for their senior night they had last week. Once again, an update on updated schedules. The soccer team's back to action next week after a week off. The boys and girls will be at Timberlake on Tuesday to take on the Tigers in Intermountain League action. Those games are at 5 o'clock and at 7 o'clock. Lumberjack soccer team then will finish up their regular season next Thursday. They'll host the girls will host Lakeland as what is on the schedule. The boys will be on the road to Orofino. So, and then the 10th of October is the start of district tournament action, and that will begin and be played at the Real Life Fields in Post Falls. And I believe the girls are going to play Priest River in their first game, and I forget who the boys might play. But we'll try to get you guys that information as things roll along next week as we get closer to that district tournament action. Once again, upcoming football action, it'll be next week. The team will be on the road to Grangeville. We will be down there as well, or up there or over there, to broadcast that game from Grangeville. And then the following 2 games, Lumberjacks will be back at home. They'll be hosting Priest River on the Thursday after Grangeville game, and then their final game of the season for regular season, they will host the Orofino Maniacs. All of those are league games, so big games to finish off the stretch. Lumberjacks would love to come out of league play 3-1 and hopefully get a bid to the postseason. So we'll just have to see what happens, and those are all going to be pretty good games, I do believe, but they're all winnable for the Lumberjacks in those games. So got to remember, the Lumberjacks have played up a lot of this season. I know they've struggled. The games have not been exactly what we've wanted as fans and as broadcasters for St. Mary's. I'm sure they want to win these games as well, but they've been playing 3A schools and teams out of Washington that are a little bit bigger as well. So it's not been an easy road for the Lumberjacks as they have battled hard in all these games. I mean, really the worst game they've played this year, and I say that, I don't want to sound mean, but was the game in Freeman where they lost that one. And that one was just pretty ugly. This one, it hasn't been ugly necessarily. They just haven't been able to get anything going offensively as they've only got 66 yards in the first half. So that's been the biggest thing here. See what Coach Teff's adjustments are here in the second half and see if the Lumberjacks can get something going. And defensively, they've kind of struggled in the passing game. And that's something the Lumberjacks have struggled in the last several years, really, and going back quite a ways. It was the passing game defense they do have some issues with. And they've got a young secondary out there this year. They've got some sophomores that play some defensive back, and it's hard sometimes when you're playing against those seniors that are quite a bit taller, quite a bit bigger and stronger than you. So it's a learning experience for those guys. And they're slowly coming along. Like I said, that only game so far that has counted was that game against Kellogg. And that was a close game until the second half. Turnovers undid that one for the Lumberjacks in league play. And I think these next 3 games, St. Mary's could easily come out of it with 3 wins. I think maybe the toughest game in that set will be this Grangeville game coming up, maybe Priest River. I don't know a lot about the Spartans, but they do have one win under the belt. They beat Deer Park, I think, earlier in the season. So, like I said, we'll just have to play the games to see, and I think Grangeville is going to be the toughest of the upcoming league games this next several weeks. So once we play Grangeville, we'll really see kind of where we stack up against Priest River and Orofino, because Grangeville has already played both of those teams, and they beat both of them. They beat Orofino 40-0 just this last night. So we'll be really curious to see. In any case, I'm going to take a quick break. We'll come back with the second half.
It's time to elevate your finances. Introducing Ascend Checking, the simple, free checking account from P1FCU. It gives you the flexibility to earn dividends, plus get anytime account access with online and mobile banking, mobile deposits, and no minimum balance requirement. Level up your finances with Ascend Checking. Learn more at p1fcu.org/ascend. P1FCU, a Pacific Northwest original since 1938. Insured by NCUA.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's.
And we are back. Lumberjacks done warming up. Badgers done warming up, ready to get the second half underway here. Lumberjacks will receive the opening kick, and Lumberjacks need to do one thing with that possession. That is take it down and score. So we'll see what they can do, what kind of adjustments they made coming out. The running game has not quite been effective for them tonight. The running game has been the Lumberjacks' bread and butter. They've been able to use that wedge and in-tight formation to really get some good yardage in the previous games, but this Badger defense is really holding them to minimum gains on those. They've had a few decent ones, but they haven't broke no big runs yet. And like I mentioned earlier, this is senior night, and there's 23 seniors on that team for the Badgers, and that's probably a good majority of their starting offense and defense. So lots of experience on that roster for the Badgers. Lumberjacks head out, ready to get this thing rolling for the second half. Badgers head out. Lumberjacks will be going from right to left to start the second half. Like I said, they will receive the opening kick. Blake Rice to kick off for the Badgers. Badgers, a very solid team. Like I mentioned in the pregame, they are 5-0. The kick is off. Short kick, picked up by Wicks at about the 35, and he didn't know what he wanted to do. He finally turns upfield with it, and he's going to pick up a few. I believe that was Trace Wick. Didn't quite know what he wanted to do with the ball, or not do it, but he started to go backwards, maybe looking to get a reverse going, but nobody was there, so he didn't turn it upfield. Gets it up to the 37. Maybe he might have picked that up a little bit further back than that. Let's go back here with it. Lumberjacks will start 1st and 10 from their own 37-yard line. Again, in the wedge formation, everybody in tight. Holder takes snap, pitches it out to Gibson. Gibson finds some blockers and picks up about 7 yards. Nice hard running by Gibson. 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 for St. Mary's. Well, actually, maybe it's about 2nd and 4. Might have been a 6-yard pickup. Second and 4 from the 43-yard line. Again, Lumberjacks all in tight. Going to be that pitch out again to this side, but that's going to be good penetration by the Badgers, and Vanderrob is swallowed up in the backfield. A couple of good plays, or one good play, I guess, and then the Lumberjacks march it back about 4 yards. Brings up third and about 8, it looks like, right at the 40-yard line. Third and 7 from the 40-yard line. St. Mary's again, everybody in tight, wedge formation. Pitch it out to Gibson. Gibson trying to follow his blockers, finds an opening, and he's going to take it up close to the first down. I think he got just beyond. Lumberjacks just get that up to about the 47, 48-yard line, a pickup of about 8 yards. On the run by Trey Gibson, first down for the Jacks. Lumberjacks drive continues, first and 10 from their own 48-yard line. Again, everybody up in tight. Gibson's been the one that's had the most luck running. It's been to that right side of the offensive line. They're going to go that way again. Gibson takes the handoff or the pitch out. This time he's not going to gain quite as much, maybe 2 or 3 yards on the carry. Like it's just barely onto the Badger side of the field. Well, maybe it is right at the 50, so it's 2-yard gain for Gibson. Brings up second and 8 for the Lumberjacks. Again, wedge formation. Looks about second and maybe 7. Time they're going to keep that rugby scrum up the middle with Holder keeping it, pushing the pile forward, and Holder has the first down up to the 40. They hadn't ran that for a little while, so I kind of maybe lulled the Badgers into a false sense of security. They stopped that pretty well the first several times, especially on that 1 4th down early in the game. But that time, Lumberjacks executed it pretty good, got the push all the way up to the 40, 39-yard line of Bonners Ferry. First and 10 for the Lumberjacks. Still in that same formation, everybody in tight, Holder under center. Takes that snap, pitches it out, I think, to Gibson. Gibson cuts it upfield, and he's going to find some room to run. Picks up probably 5 or 6 on the carry. See where they mark that at. Oh, a good 6-yard carry by Gibson. So it's second and about 4. Ball on the 32 of Bonners. Quick snap for Lumberjacks. They're trying that up the middle run. This time the Badgers not falling for it, but Holder is able to squeak out to the edge, and he's going to pick up close to the first down if he didn't get it. So I thought they had him bottled up, but Holder able to get out of the pile and get some extra yardage there. Gets that ball just inside, down to about the 28-yard line, about a 4-yard pickup. And another Lumberjack first down as they continue their drive. Lights are on, sun's going down, cooling down here in this evening. Everybody in tight, wedge formation, Holder under center. Gonna snap it, hand it off to Banderob. Banderob gets a little crease, but then he's wrapped up after about a 4-yard gain. Have a couple of Badgers that are really, at least one of them was really trying to time up that snap and was trying to blow that up in the backfield or trying to stop that quarterback, keep up the middle. But Lumberjacks handed it off that time the near side to Banderob. He picks up 4. Brings up second and 6 for the Lumberjacks. Scoreboard shows second and 7, but I definitely think it's closer to 4 yards. Everybody in tight once again. Holder under center. Takes the snap, hands it off up the middle. This is, I believe it's Gibson, and Gibson just keeps the legs churning and picks up another Lumberjack first down. About 6 or 7, or actually, 8 or 9 hard-earned run yards by Gibson. Call it a 9-yard pickup down to the 10-yard pickup down to the Bonners Ferry 14-yard line. Lumberjacks in striking distance. They can get one more first down. Hand it off again to Gibson, runs that same side of the field, but that time it's bottled up. No gain, maybe a short loss, it looks like. We'll wait and see where they mark them. Nobody's moving as far as the chain gang's concerned, so I'm pretty sure it's a no gain on that one. Brings up 2nd and 10 from the 14. St. Mary's deep into the Badger side of the field. Everybody in tight again. Holder under center. Wedge formation. Takes a snap. This time run to the other side. Gibson finds a hole, and he keeps his feet. He's into the end zone, and the Lumberjacks score. Trey Gibson with his 2nd touchdown of the year on the 14-yard run, and Lumberjacks on the scoreboard midway through the third quarter. Grayson Sands goes out to attempt the extra point. He is 4 of 5 on the season. Had one block last week, I think it was, on a little bit of a bad snap. Holder the holder. The snap is down. The kick is up right through the middle, and it's good. 26-7. Lumberjacks trail the Badgers. 6:32 to go in the third. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? Do you need some trees or brush removed in preparation for a home or shop? You need to call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and chipping. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing also has a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of some thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. That's at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing.
You're listening to the home of Lumberjack Sports, 1240 KOFE, St. Mary's. Yeah, we are back. Lumberjacks score on that nice possession for them, making the score 7-26. It's still a big hold Lumberjacks are in. I'm guaranteeing that we're going to see an onside attempt here from Grayson Sands. Lumberjacks need to get possessions as many as they can, so if they can steal one here on special teams from the Badgers, I'm sure they want to. Badgers look like they're expecting it as they have most of their guys up on the line. They have a couple of guys back deep and 2 guys in the middle of the formation. Grayson Sands lines up the Jacks. Let's see what St. Mary's does here. Lumberjacks look like it's probably going to be an onside kick to this side because everybody's kind of scrunched up this way. Nice little kick, but it's going to be scooped up at the 49. No return there. So 6:31 to go. Lumberjacks couldn't get the onside kick, so now they've got to get out here and play some stiff defense. See if they can get the ball back quickly. See if they can get that passing defense a little bit tighter here, as the Badgers, I'm sure, understand that they've been able to beat St. Mary's in the pass game tonight so far. 2 receivers to the one side, to the near side, 2 to the top of the formation, 1 running back in the backfield. He's going to go in motion. Rice takes the shotgun snap, looks to throw, gets pressured, swallowed up. No, he escapes the pressure, and he's going to scramble for about 3 or 4 yards. Damian Vanderrod is able to track him down, but the Lumberjacks had him in the backfield. He was just able to squeak out somehow out of the grasp of 2 or 3 Lumberjacks and make that negative play into a gain of 4. Damian Vanderrod able to recover and make the tackle there. 2nd and 6 for the Badgers now. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the top of the formation. Rice in the shotgun, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, pulls it out, and he's really good at that read option. He's going to pick up the first down. Vanderrod and Badgett there on the tackle. Lumberjacks used to run that to perfection as well. That's going to take them all the way up. The Lumberjack 35, 36 it looks like. Like I said, Lumberjacks used to run that like read option kind of style pretty good as well, and the Badgers is doing a good job of it here. That quarterback was looking like he was going to drop it into that running back's hands, pulled it out last minute. First down, man in motion, out of the backfield. 4 wide receivers set. It's going to be that throw into that guy's hands. He's going to go to the catch on the sideline. That's Cleo Hensley, and that worked to perfection. for the Badgers, and a touchdown-saving tackle by Badgett. Pretty big gain there by the Badgers. Down inside down to about the 11, it looks like. No, it says the 16 on the scoreboard. And it is, yeah, about 16-yard line. Field getting shorter for Lumberjack defense. 3 receivers set to the near side, one at the top of the formation. Rice in the shotgun. Calls for the snap, and he's going to pull it out of the hands late once again, and he's going to juke his way into the end zone. And again, he just pulled that late, and I'm really surprised, honestly, that after that happening a couple times, that the Lumberjacks don't have a guy that's just hitting that quarterback no matter what he does. Don't wait to see if he pulls it. They need to have somebody just hitting that quarterback no matter what. As it looks like the Lumberjacks have several guys there to make that tackle, but they all head to that running back. So somebody needs to get that to go after Rice as he's there. That's the first rushing touchdown for the Badgers tonight. Lumberjacks have been able to stop the Badgers a couple of times, but extra point attempt coming. No, it looks like they're going for 2. It's a pass to the back of the end zone, and it's incomplete, intended for Charles Hensley. So the score is now 32-7 in favor of the Badgers. As we are 4:39 to go in the third quarter. We'll be back. With stage 1 and 2 of the sports complex nearly complete, the Lumberjack Booster Club thanks Archie's IGA, Shift and Grind, and the St. Mary's community for their fundraising efforts and continued support in making this sports complex come to life. The next stage will be the sprinkler system. The Booster Club is looking for new members. If you have kids in high school or soon entering high school, now is the time to get involved with the Booster Club. For more information on how you can help with the sports complex or questions about becoming a member, contact Donnie Masterson at 208-582-1802 or by email at golumberjacks@gmail.com. And as always, go Lumberjacks! Speaking of that sports complex out there, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but that thing is really looking good. They might actually be able to play some baseball and softball on it this coming up spring. I want to really thank the hard work of the Booster Club and the community to raise the funds to build that facility out there for the Lumberjacks programs. It's going to be a nice looking facility once it's all said and done. Blake Rice to kick off. It's going to be a deep one. Jared Badgett at about the 10. Badgett finds, they hand it off. I think it ends up in the hands of, let's see who they handed that off to in the return. Damian Vanderrob ends up with basically the kick return on that. It's not going to be much there. Not much on the return for St. Mary's. On their own 13-yard line. So St. Mary's will start backed up deep in their own side of the field. 4:32 to go in the third. Wedge formation. Pitch it out to Gibson. Gibson tries to find a crease. Bounces off. Keeps his legs going again. And hard-fought yardage being picked up by Gibson. That was a nice chunk of yardage picked up. Probably 5 or 6. Maybe 7 yards on that pickup. St. Mary's hasn't busted any big plays this game, but that's the one thing with this formation is just about every yard you pick up is hard-earned. Once again, everybody into that wedge formation. Again, it's Gibson. Gibson finds a hole, bouncing off a tackler, taking hits, gets that out across the 25. It's going to be a first down for Gibson. Gets it up to the 26-yard line, a 6-yard pickup by Gibson. Gibson so far has been the most effective runner for St. Mary's. I don't know if it's just the blocking's a little bit better on that side of the defensive line, but it's been running that side. It has been a little bit better for St. Mary's running to that right side. This time it's Vanderrob bringing it to the near side. And again, that one's bottled up for no gain, maybe a short loss. I mean, you obviously can't just keep going with Gibson the same direction every time, so you've got to mix it up. But Lumberjacks aren't having much luck to this left side of the defensive line, offensive line in this one. That was no gain by Vanderrob. Brings up a 2nd and 10. Lumberjacks quickly out of their huddle. Everybody in tight. Holder under center. Takes the snap. Pitches it out to Gibson. And Gibson works his way through the carnage. And probably 4 or 5 yards on the pickup. Ball gets up to the 29-yard line. So a 5-yard pickup is what I'm... according to them, it's only a 3-yard pickup. Yeah, that would be right on that. So 3rd and 7 for Lumberjacks. St. Mary's up to the line of scrimmage. Everybody in tight. 3rd down and long. Going to get the snap. Looking to throw his Holder. He's got some time. This time he's got a deep pass. Caught by Tyler Renner, the senior, all the way down to the 44 of Bonners Ferry. And there was good coverage on that as well. So it was a good throw and a good catch by Renner, as he really had to concentrate on that one. Has a pickup of 27 yards on the throw. And the coverage was there. That was not a blown coverage play. That was just good work by Renner and a good throw by Holder. Next one is a run by Gibson once again. That's going to be a short gain of about a yard for Trey. 2nd and 9 for the Lumberjacks from the Badger 43-yard line. Nice evening up here in Bonners Ferry. Obviously, it'd be nicer if we had a score that was flopped on the scoreboard, but that is okay. Non-league action here. Everybody in tight for St. Mary's. Holder under center. Takes a snap. Hands it off. That is, I'm not sure if that was, I don't think it was Gibson. Waiting to see who it was. I think that was the number 8 of Wesley Vanderrob on that carry. Picks up about 3. Brings up 3rd and 6, and the clock running down here in the 3rd quarter. St. Mary's going to get up the line of scrimmage. I think they'll get one more play off. They have to. Snap, handoff again to Vanderrob. He gets corralled at the line of scrimmage and is able to keep those legs moving, gains a couple. But it's going to bring up a 4th and about 3 or 4. Scoreboard calls it 4th and 6. No, 4th and 4. Lumberjacks up to the line of scrimmage. See if they're going to try to get one more play off. And they do. Going to get it to Gibson. Gibson bounces it to the outside. Stiff arms the guy. Gets him off of him. And keeps that legs going. I think he's got the first down, but just barely. Again, nice running by Gibson. As he gets that ball to the 38-yard line. Or actually, I'm going to put it down there for 3 yards. I think that was all we needed. Oh. Cancel. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. 32-7 Lumberjacks trail. Lumberjacks are on the move. We'll be back.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action? Heck, yes. That'd be awesome. Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active? Definitely. Want to give back to the student athletes in your community? Obviously, yes. Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Idaho, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our communities. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those lumberjacks.
And we are back. Start of the fourth quarter. St. Mary's 1st and 10 on the Badgers' 33-yard line. Going to look to throw. Holder almost gets sacked, but he gets out of that, and he's going to take the ball himself up the far side. Ball is loose. And from the reaction of the crowd, the Badgers have recovered. They put up about a 5-yard gain by Holder before the ball gets knocked loose. And a turnover, first turnover of the game is a fumble from St. Mary's. Ball is going to be on the 20. Oh, they're waiting to get it positioned, but I think it's at about the 25-yard line. Not sure who recovered it for Bonners Ferry. But it's Badgers ball on their own 22-yard line. Going to get a run play from Bonners. And that's going to get bottled up pretty quickly from St. Mary's. Wesley Vanderrob in there on the tackle. I think it might have been a quarterback keeper. I'm not 100% sure. Gained a couple. I think it was Tristan Hill and Wesley Vanderrob in there to make the stop. Badgers have 2 receivers to the near side. 2 receivers up to the top of the formation. 1 running back in the backfield. Blake Rice in the pistol takes the snap. Looks to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. And he's not going to escape this time. Going to get a sack for the Lumberjacks. Tristan Hill, Roan Ford in there on the tackle. Loss of about 5, actually, on that carry, maybe a little bit more. Third and 16 on the 16. Badgers looking to throw, rolling it to the near side is Rice. He's going to get complete at the 30-yard line. It was intended for the number 1 of Keegan Banning. Lumberjack defense comes up with a stop. As Lumberjack got pressure in the backfield on Rice as he was rolling to the near side. I do believe they will punt it here. As it should be Blake Rice punting. He'll be going out of his, pretty close to his own end zone. So the Badgers have to be careful with the snap here. They've done pretty good all night. They haven't had any iffy snaps. Their special teams has been pretty good. Badgett waits at about the 42, his own 42. High snap would be delightful for Lumberjacks here. That one is high, but he's able to go up and get it. The kick is away. It's going to take a Badger bounce. Going to roll out of bounds at the 50. So it was a 34-yard punt with no return. And that's how the Lumberjacks, or where the Lumberjacks will take over 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line. 10:16 to go. Fourth quarter, St. Mary's trails at 32-7. 1 fumble for the Lumberjacks, and I mean that one doesn't make a big difference in the outcome of the game necessarily at this point, but still, fumbles have hurt St. Mary's in the last couple of games, and that they had the turnover here tonight goes against them so far. There's still plenty of time. Lumberjacks in tight, Holder under center. Holder making an adjustment, talking to one of his guys real quick, make sure he knows what the play is. Now he comes back, takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's got pressure. He's going to dump it over the top, looking for Tristan Hill, just out of Tristan's reach. And that's tough because Tristan Hill stands about 6'4", 6'5", maybe even 6'6". But it doesn't help when you have all that pressure on you in the backfield, as Holder was trying to get Hill a chance to get out into his route, and backpedaling from the defense coming through. Holder back under center, takes that snap, pitches it out. Gibson cuts it up the middle, finds some room this time again, and spins his way up to about the 43-yard line or so. .42-yard line. Brings up third and short for Lumberjacks. Third and about 2, maybe a short 3. Everybody in tight. See if St. Mary's goes up the middle this time. Nope, they're going to hand it off. Gibson this time to the far side. And that doesn't work well for him. He's going to submarine it for maybe a yard, but not a whole lot. That's going to bring up 4th and about 1. So again, that far side, that left side of the line, the defense is stronger on that side maybe, but the Lumberjacks have not been able to get much going that way. This time they keep it up the middle, and Holder, I'm pretty sure, has plenty for... Oh, Holder breaks through! He's off to the races, down to the 5, the 10, touchdown Lumberjacks! And Holder's been trying to break one of those. He's had several close ones all season long. Last week he had the one where Timberlake, he broke through the line against Timberlake. One guy had his hand on, was able to bring him down. Finally, he's able to break it free, and it is a 41-yard run by Dylan Holder for the score. Grayson Sands for the extra point. Dylan Holder is the holder. Takes a snap, gets it down. Kind of a rough snap, but they're going to get it off, and it is up and good. So the score, with 9:01 to go in the 4th, it's 32 for the Badgers, 14 for the Lumberjacks. We'll be back.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau Insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life, plus they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown teams. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
Yeah, we are back. That was a nice long drive for the Lumberjacks. They're able to get it into pay dirt. Still have a long ways to go to get back into this one, and not a lot of time left. St. Mary's, I'm sure, will be attempting that onside kick once again here. Grayson Sands waiting to get the ball set up. Official hands it to him. This time, I think they're going to try it to that far side. Once again, that looks like, because that's kind of where they've got their alignment shifted towards. Kick is, nope, it's going to be a line driver right down the middle. That's going to roll all the way into the end zone. So everybody kind of up, thinking St. Mary's going to try that onside kick. Grayson Sands boots it deep and gets that Lumberjack roll all the way into the end zone. Lumberjack defense now needs to get a stop here. Once again, turnover would be ideal. St. Mary's can get a possession that way from the Badgers. Wouldn't expect Bonners to stop throwing it here, but they might try to run it a little bit more than throw it as far as just the time on the clock here. They can run more time off if they're running it. But we'll see if they keep attacking through the air. 1st and 10 from their own 20. They got 3 receivers to the near side. 1 receiver to the top of the formation. Rice in the pistol, running back in the backfield. Oh, the whole Lumberjack, just about everybody. Lumberjacks are pointing at the Badgers. It is going against the Badgers. So it was a false start. Badgers will back it up 5 yards. It makes sense as to why the Lumberjacks moved then. Somebody on that offensive line moved for the Badgers, and St. Mary's all went because they thought the ball was going. 1st and 15 now, back to the 15-yard line. Looks like a 3-receiver set here to the near side once again. Rice in the pistol. He's going to pitch it out to Hensley. Hensley got blockers in front of him, steps inside, and he might be off to the races. I don't think anybody's going to catch him. Hensley is going to take it to the house. Holy moly, what a run by Charles Hensley. Actually, I think that's Cleo Hensley, not Charles. That's the number 21 of Cleo Hensley. And one play, 85 yards to pay dirt for the Bonners Ferries Badgers. Man. Quarterback Blake Rice got out there. He's making blocks. And you want time on the clock, but that is not the way you want to get it if you're the Lumberjacks. 8:45 to go. 38-14. Badgers going to kick the extra point. Blake Rice to kick it. Hold the snap. The kick is up and good. Both these teams, St. Mary's and Bonners Ferry, both have a couple of good kickers there for them as far as that's concerned. 39-14, Lumberjacks trail, 8:45 to go in the game. We'll be back.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Any adventure, any task, any time, there's a Yamaha utility ATV for any ride and any rider. See the full lineup at St. Mary's On Cycle. Adventure seekers can start with the trail-tested capability and comfort of the Yamaha Grizzly lineup. For the ultimate in mid-size ATV performance, check out the Yamaha Kodiak 450. And for those who mix work and pleasure, the Yamaha Kodiak 700 line devours chores and leaves room for adventure. Find your utility ATV at St. Mary's On Cycle or YamahaMotorsports.com. And we are off back, or the kickoff is off. It's a short one. I believe that was fielded by Trace Wicks on the far side. Wait and see the jersey number. Nope, that's a number 7. That's Brock Anderson on the kick return on the high short kick. Anderson gets a little bit of yardage out of that return. And the Lumberjacks come out in their wedge formation. Everybody in tight. The snap. And I think it's a running play, and that didn't go a couple of yards, it looks like, from the mark of the official as far as the I'm not sure who carried that ball for St. Mary's. I'm going to just say it was Holder. It was only a 1-yard gain, so it's not going to hurt anybody's stats too bad as far as who it was. One receiver to the near side for St. Mary's, one of the top of the formations. They switch it up a little bit. They're spreading guys out a bit. Holder still under center. Takes a snap. He's going to look to throw. He dumps it over the top, and it's short. I didn't see who that was intended for. I think it might have been intended for, is that Hill or Renner? That's Renner. And it was thrown short, I do believe. Brings up 3rd and 9 for the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's breaks huddle, back up to the line of scrimmage, back into their wedge formation. Everybody in tight. Holder under center. Takes a snap. It's going to be a run to this near side, and I think it's Gibson. He gets upended. Oh, he's still on his feet. Actually, that wasn't Gibson that got upended. That was the lead blocker. Short gain for Gibson. It's about a 3-yard gain there up to the 35. Brings up 4th and 6, and I'm not sure of anything, but pretty sure the Lumberjacks will go for it. 7.5 minutes to go in the game. Everybody in tight, wedge formation. See if it's going to be a pass here. Going to get the snap. It is a pass, and Holder's going to be swallowed up in the backfield. The 79 and 52 there to complete the sack. Quite a loss there on the play. And it was Trey Bateman and Dylan Mai meeting at the quarterback for a conference. Lumberjacks turn it over on downs on that sack. And the Badgers will have it 1st and 10 on the Lumberjack 30. Badgers bring 2 receivers to the near side. 2 receivers to the top of the formation. Shotgun by Bryce. Fakes the handoff. It's going to be a screen in the middle of the field. It's caught by number 10. And number 10 is Bosweiler. And Bosweiler gets the blocks, and he's going to take it down to about the 1. Tackled by Anderson. Nice design on that screenplay in the middle of the field. Takes it down to about the 1 or 2 yard line. Gain of 26. 1st and goal. Bosweiler up the middle. Does not get to the end zone. Lumberjack defense going to try to stiffen up down here. On the goal line. 2nd and goal from about the 3 yard line. St. Mary's defense wants to get a stop here. Spreading out, 3 receivers top of the formation. Actually, no, there's 3 receivers at the top, 1 at the bottom. Rice in the pistol, takes the snap, looks to throw, goes over the middle, and it was caught by number 7, Charles Hensley. Coverage was there, but Hensley kind of turned on a little extra burst there and was able to get himself open. On the coverage was Jamin Harold, and he was right there. Makes the score 45-14. 6:04 to go, 4th quarter. Lumberjacks trail here in Bonners Ferry. Extra point attempt by Blake Rice. I think he's been about 50% tonight. Snap. That one is up. That one is good. Makes the score 46-14 in favor of the Bonners Ferry Badgers here. And we will take a break and come back.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night, or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler drops in the toilet, to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goals. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time.
And we're back. The kickoff this time is by Henry Willis. It's going to be a short kick, scooped up by Badgett. He's going to hand it back to Gibson. Gibson brings it to the near side, looking for blockers. We're going to get a block in the back, I think. A block in the back or a hold. Gibson brings it up across the 40. But there is a penalty. So a good return, but I think it's going to be brought back 10 or 15 yards. Gibson on a knee down here. He has Coach Rouse talked to him. I don't know if he's just gassed after that run or not. I'm going to call it a holding. I'm not sure. What it was. So it's 1st and 10 from the Lumberjacks 30. I think it might have been a hold. 5:55 to go. Gibson getting a breather for a minute. Lumberjacks all in tight. Take the snap as holder. It's going to be a run by Damian Vanderob, and he's going to pick up maybe a couple. Couple of yard gain for Vanderob up to the 32. 2nd and 8 for the Lumberjacks. 5.5 to go, 4th quarter. Badgers looking to probably move on to 6-0 on their season. St. Mary's going to drop 0-5. Run up the middle again by the Lumberjacks, and this is Wesley Vanderob. Picks up a yard or so. Brings up 3rd. 3rd and about 7. Lumberjacks in their huddle. 3rd and long from their own 33-yard line. Holder takes the snap. Going to be a run by Gibson. Gibson shedding tacklers, and he's going to push forward. He's going to be just shy of the 1st down. Nice hard run, though, again, by Gibson. As a heads-up play, as he was trying to get as much extra yardage as he could, as he fell forward after they had him basically wrapped up. But it's 4th down and about 1. Lumberjacks go for it. Going to get that rugby scrum push up the middle, and I think they got it. Or the ball come out. The Badgers are cheering like they got the ball on a fumble. Looks like it's a 1st down for the Lumberjacks. Play was whistled dead before the ball was taken. So Lumberjacks back into the wedge. Run to the near side. Gibson looking for room. Tries to dunk inside of his blocker. And he's going to be tackled for a short gain. Hammond's on the tackle. Gain of I'm going to call it 3 yards for Gibson. 2nd and 7 for the Lumberjacks. 3:15 to go in the contest. St. Mary's trails it 46-14 here in Bonners Ferry. Going to be a handoff to Vanderob to the far side, and he's going to get tripped up. He's going to dive forward. Picks up about another yard or yard and a half. Brings up 3rd and about 5. That looks about 3rd and 6 still. Lumberjacks in that same formation, everybody in tight. the snap. Oh, that's a bumbled snap, it looks like, but Holder's able to scoop it up and push pile forward, make something out of nothing there. I think he picked up probably. Well, they're not going to give him that much on it. I'm going to give him 2. It seemed like he kept those legs moving like he got more than that, but it's 4th and 4. St. Mary's is going to go ahead and punt this away. Grayson Sands will be at about his own 30. I think it's Tristan Hill, long snapper for the Lumberjacks. Takes the snap, a little bit short, still gets it away. Nice booming spiral kick. It's going to be picked up at the 20. That's number 7. Number 7, Charles Hensley, and he's just getting blockers and spinning out of tackles. Finally, he's going to be brought down by a whole host of Lumberjacks up to about the 49 of St. Mary's. Last Lumberjack get up off the bottom of that pile, I think, was the 80. Was that 85? 65 of Riley Abel. So it was a beautiful punt, but a great return by Charles Hensley as he brings it up to the 49 of St. Mary's. Last guy can get off the bottom of the pile is Riley Abel, so I'll give him the tackle. The Badgers come out with a spread look once again. 2 receivers near side. Hand off up the middle. Trying to see who the runner is on now. He's finally going to be brought down. $27 on the carry. Pinkerton. Like he picked up 8 or 9 yards. One of the tackles, I believe, by Aiden Yearout, I think. He was one of the last guys off the pile. 2nd and 1 for the Badgers. 53 seconds on the clock. Really kind of surprised with the time running down to see the Badgers running actual plays here, but they do got some of the younger guys in now, I think. Blake Rice is in there. Badgers take the snap, and they will just kneel it down this time. And that's going to do it for us here. Not necessarily do it for us. We still got our little bit of a post game. But St. Mary's falls to the Badgers 46-14 here in non-league play in Bonners Ferry. And like I said, next 3 games for St. Mary's, all league action. Grangeville, Priest River, and then Orofino. And those are the ones that are going to count the most. So Lumberjacks need to get those wins under their belt the next 3 weeks. In any case, we will take a quick break, come back with a post-game show.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses. And most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in the responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, if you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
At Good Neighbor Pharmacy, we're committed to being your good neighbor.
Good Neighbor Pharmacy is an independent network of over 3,000 pharmacies throughout the United States, giving us the buying power to compete with the chain stores.
We'll fill your prescription quickly and safely, and you're supporting a locally owned pharmacy.
Your copays are the same wherever you go. Why not come and visit your locally owned pharmacy professionals?
Jack's Pharmacy is your Good Neighbor Pharmacy here in St. Mary's. Come in and say hi. Jack's Pharmacy.
High school sports don't just happen. There's a ton of work that goes into every single athletic event.
And we have our school's athletic director to thank for a lot of it. Thank you.
For scheduling officials, so I can always play the game I love.
For ordering quality athletic equipment, so I can stay safe on the field.
For mentoring my coaches, so they can be the best role models for me.
For coordinating transportation, so I can get focused for the big game.
For helping us develop character and learn lessons that will benefit us for the rest of our lives.
Thank you to our AD for always creating a positive experience for us. We'll never forget it.
From all of us at the NIAAA, thank you to every athletic administrator in Idaho for all you do to enrich the lives of your students. It does not go unnoticed. This message presented by the NIAAA, the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
And we're back here for our post-game wrap-up as the Lumberjacks fall to the Badgers here in non-league action, 46-14. That's kind of a mixed feelings here on the fact that Grangeville played Bonners already as well. Grangeville lost to Bonners by a score of 14-3. So Grangeville wasn't able to score any touchdowns, but they did hold the Badgers to a lot less scoring. So it's going to be an interesting game next week in Bonners Ferry to see what St. Mary's can do. Taking a look at this final numbers, the Lumberjacks had a lot better second half. You remember they only had 66 yards at the end of the first half. They finished the game with 254 yards. But let's go ahead and start with Bonners first. The Badgers nearly 400 yards of offense on St. Mary's, 392 yards on 37 plays. St. Mary's ran double the number of plays, basically. The Badgers averaged almost 11 yards per play. The Badgers had 190 yards passing, 201 yards rushing on the night. Penalties, the Badgers were very clean, 1 for 5 yards on the game for them. Going on down, 17 first downs for Bonners Ferry. The Badgers were 2 of 6 on third downs for 33%. They did not go for it on fourth down tonight. The Lumberjacks finished with 254 yards unofficially on the game. 60 plays ran by the Lumberjacks. They just averaged 4 yards per play. They had 27 yards passing, 227 yards rushing. Let's see here. St. Mary's had 3 penalties for 20 yards, and the Lumberjacks lost 1 fumble. They had 2 fumbles. They just lost 1. 4 punts for 36 yards average. 2 sacks on the Badgers, and St. Mary's was sacked once. First down, St. Mary's ended up with 14, 13 of those by rushing, 1 by passing. St. Mary's was 5 of 14 on third down conversions for about 36%, and they were 3 of 6 on fourth down conversions for 50%. So pretty good numbers there. They just could not get enough scores, and they couldn't stop the Badgers either. That was the Badgers, the dual threat. They could run it, they could pass it, and they were able to beat St. Mary's on some long passes tonight. And that really, again, that's a secondary. When you play against a team that can pass the ball pretty well, it really shows up and hurts the Lumberjacks. Individually for the Badgers, Blake Rice went 11 of 14 passing for 169 yards and 5 touchdowns. Rushing, it was Cleo Hensley that led the team with 8 carries, 123 yards and a touchdown. He had broke an 80-yard run there in the second half. Blake Rice had 51 yards on 9 carries and a touchdown. Michael Bosweiler had 18 yards on 3 carries. Josh Pinkerton had 1 carry for 9 yards. Receiving yardage, Tegan Banning had 3 catches, 55 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Charles Hensley had 4 catches for 40 yards and 1 touchdown. Henry Willis had 2 catches for 28 yards, 2 touchdowns. Bosweiler had 1 for 26. Blake Rice had 1 for 22. Cleo Hensley had 1 for 20. Defensively, just the sack. It was a meet at the quarterback type of thing for the Badgers. On their 1 sack they had, it was Trey Bateman and Dylan Mai sharing the sack of Holder late in the game. For the Lumberjacks, we had Dylan Holder 2 for 5 passing for 27 yards. Running the ball, Trey Gibson 23 carries, 119 yards. He averaged 5 yards per carry and 1 touchdown. Dylan Holder had 72 yards on 12 carries. He broke 1 long one, had a 6-yard average, had 1 touchdown himself. Vanderop, 13 carries for 19 yards. That's Damien. Wesley Vanderop, 5 carries for 16 yards. Logan Darnold had 1 carry for 1 yard. And receiving, Tyler Renner had the 1 catch for 27 yards. Unofficial defensive numbers, Jared Badgett, 5 tackles, 4 solo, 2 assists. Jerome Ford had 3.5 tackles with an assist, 3 solos. He had 1.5 tackles for loss, half a sack for him. Trey Gibson with 3 tackles unofficially. Tyler Renner with 2. Damian Vanderrob with 2. Jamin Harold had 2. Landon Warren, Trace Wicks, Brock Anderson, Riley Abel, Aiden Yearout, Tristan Hill, Wesley Vanderrob. Tristan Hill, they all had 1 tackle. Wesley Vanderrob had a half a tackle. And who got that other half a sack for the Lumberjacks? Let's see here. Trace Wicks had 1 sack. Tristan Hill had a half a sack for St. Mary's. Kicking, Grayson Sands, 2 for 2 on extra points. Grayson Sands, 4 punts for an average of 36 yards a punt, 1 inside the 20. Jared Badgett, 1 punt return for 4 yards. And once again, well, that's going to wrap it up for us here from Bonners Ferry. The Lumberjacks fall 46-14 in non-league action. And action next week, I don't remember where the volleyball girls, if they've got some games next week. I'm pretty sure they do. Actually, Pink Out the Gym is on the 6th, which is next week. I believe that might be Thursday. The soccer teams, they will be at Timberlake on Tuesday. 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock are those game times if you're going to go head out and cheer on the Lumberjack soccer teams. And like I said, Pink Out the Gym is, I believe, Thursday for the volleyball team. It is also last home game of the season for the Lumberjack girls. They host Lakeland. The boys are on the road that day to Priest River to Orofino for soccer action. So that's going to about wrap it up. We are not probably going to have the Seahawks game on the air for you tomorrow. They do play early, 10 a.m. They play the Detroit Lions. I couldn't think of the name. But in any case, once again, St. Mary's falls 46-14 in non-league action to the Badgers. We thank everybody for tuning in. Everybody back to the studio on the board operation. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you back on the air next Friday in Grangeville when the Lumberjacks take on the Bulldogs in a Central Idaho League action. That kickoff is at 7 o'clock with our pregame at about 6 next Friday. Have a great weekend.
You've been listening to another production of Lumberjack Sports on KOFE 1240 St. Mary's, your Lumberjack Sports Network. We thank you for tuning in and hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We also want to thank our Lumberjack Sports broadcast sponsors and hope you'll do the same. Without them, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible. Until next time, same as always, go Lumberjack!